Live from the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester, New York. It is Rochester Americans hockey tonight. The Amherst on the ice against the Binghamton Senators. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Catalano. Glad to be with you tonight. We hope you're taking a little bit of a break from all that Christmas shopping and ready to settle in and watch some hockey tonight. And you'll be ready to see this Binghamton Senators team a lot over the next period of games. In fact, the Amherst are going to play Binghamton 3 times in the next 5 games. That's tonight, tomorrow in Binghamton, and again on the 29th. And also in that stretch of games on the 28th when they play against Lake Erie. That game on the 28th actually in Buffalo. We'll have that game for you on the Amherst Broadcast Network to get you ready for tonight's game and a preview of what you're going to see tonight. Let's go upstairs to Ric Seiling and the voice of the Rochester Americans, Don Stevens.
Thanks, Mike. We welcome you upstairs. Rick and I are glad to have you with us tonight for this telecast. And, Rick, I think that Coach Ron Ralston has a new Christmas song he's singing these days. And it goes something like, all I want for Christmas is my 12 forwards. And he's getting them day by day. There's forwards that are coming back and finally getting a little healthier. And the return a few games ago of Luke Adam.
Well, Luke Adam, definitely a 22-year-old. You know, in 22 games, he's had 12 points. But in the last 6 games, 4 goals, 3 assists. He's got 7 of those 12 points in just the last 6 games. So he's someone that they're sure they're glad to have back.
And you know what? I think we went forever looking for the return of Cody Hodgson.
You know, this 22-year-old, he's a #1 pick in 08 for Vancouver. In that Cassian deal, a big blockbuster deal. He's only had 1 assist in his 2 games, but he's still averaging a point a game. He's only played 11 games. He's got 11 points, and he's been gone for 2 months. Man, you got to get this guy some ice time in order to get him some back to where he wants to be.
You know, I think we might also be seeing the return of Brian Flynn tonight. So, yeah, Mike, as far as the Amherst are concerned, the good news is I think they're getting healthier.
Yeah, guys, we have Amherst defenseman Alex Biega with us. Let's talk about getting guys back into the lineup. You've had a lot of guys banged up. Now they're coming back. What's that mean for this team?
Well, it's huge, obviously. Getting guys like Cody back and just having a full lineup up front. I mean, that's huge for us, huge for depth. Unfortunately, it's always part of the game, having injuries, and I think we've done a pretty good job up to now. And now there's really no excuses. Now we just have to put the pedal to the metal here.
Talk about doing a good job. You've been getting some points offensively, got a game winner in that comeback win the other night. Talk about what your season's been like so far and then going forward for you.
Well, I think it's been good. I think, you know, as a team, I think we've done a pretty good job, but we obviously expect more from each other. You know, you try to contribute in any way you can. So I think some of the bounces for me have been going in. So, I mean, you know, especially with the talent we have up front, I mean, for defensemen, just getting pucks to the net, getting it through, more often than not, those guys are going to bury.
Go get them tonight.
Thank you very much.
We are just about set for hockey, and the Amherst are going to look to their rookie, Brian Flynn. 18 points so far this year, leading all rookie Amherst in scoring. And, of course, Marcus Foligno leading the way, a point per game. The Amherst are set. The opening face-off right after this.
Here at the Blue Cross Arena tonight is the Rochester Americans in their 26th game of the season and playing against the team, the Binghamton Senators, with the fewest games played so far this year. It'll be their 24th here tonight. As we check starting goaltenders, first of all for the visitors, and that, of course, being Ben Bishop of the Binghamton Senators. He's a big boy, that one. A 6-2-0 record and a 2.51 goals against average. At the other end for Rochester will be David Leggio in goal as he comes in with an 11-7-1-1 record and a 3.00 goals against average. Leggio did not play last game. Connor Knapp played last game, so Leggio back in goal here tonight. And that's your starters for this one tonight. As far as Rochester starters are concerned, we're seeing the line of Porter between Adam and Mancari. Rick?
Well, I look for Mark Mancari to have a big night. Last 6 games, he's had 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points, but it's that 1 goal that was the key. He went like 16 games without a goal, and he got the monkey off his back, so I look for him to start lighting it up here now.
Amherst are wearing the Reds tonight, and shooting that to our left to start things out as the puck is dropped, and the visiting Senators wearing predominantly white. The puck is back in the Amherst zone, taken by Biega, slips it behind his net. It's to McNabb, and now the Amherst begin to work up ice. Drop back to the slot, and Biega tries the right wing side. Deflected the rest of the way down around behind the Binghamton net as is dropped off of the backboards and getting a hold of it in the corner. Mancari in front, tipped to the goal, but off the pad of Bishop. It comes down behind. On the backboards, Porter looking to draw it loose as he's being chased out of the sideboards all the way back to the point. Now spins it in behind the net. Stopped there by Bishop on the backboards. He tried to clear it away and does, but it's picked up in the corner and centered right across the goal mouth by Viega. Down to the left point, McNabb, but couldn't block it to keep it in. It's all the way down into the Rochester zone and chased down by Porter. Round behind his net. After it was Schneider, but Porter gets away. Works the center ice to the red line. He'll dump it in, then he is dumped. And back for it behind his net. It was taken by Clayson for the Senators. Being chased to the corner, but he'll reverse it behind the net. The Senators have control in their own end of the ring. Now brought away and a pass off the near boards up the right wing. Clayson, his feed forward off a stick in the zone. Taken away. Pesic bangs it away to center ice. Bounced over a stick, comes loose, and controlled once again by the Senators. Dumped in the Rochester zone. Pesic plays it aside for Foligno. Drops it back. Finley has it. The Amherst in their own end of the ring. Up the right wing side. That's a Flynn, but knocked away as he gets tied up, then chases it down in his own zone as he spins to get away from Jarzynski. Drawn by Pesic behind his net to his defensive partner, Joe Finley. Long feed up the wing to center ice. There's pulled forward. Hudson tied up, and the puck bouncing loose. Chased down in his own blue line by Jarzynski, and back go the Senators. They've played a minute and a half so far, and no score. Actually, we had 1 shot so far, and on goal there it's stopped by Lesio. He'll elect to cover up and hold on for the face-off. Third meeting of the year between the two teams, and Rochester looking for its first win of the season against Binghamton. As they remind you that tonight's power plays are brought to you by AT&T.
Now, Rochester definitely wants to get a quick start on this team. They don't want to get behind them. They've got their monkey off their back against Binghamton as they've had the edge so far this year.
Puck is dropped. That pulled to the sideboards and getting a hold of it. Jessamine, the former Emmerich, got it on goal, grabbed and held on to by Lesio once again. Considerable difference in the size of these two goaltenders. Dave Lesio of the Emmerichs at 6 foot, 187 pounds. At the other end, Ben Bishop, 6'7", 210 pounds.
No, it definitely is how much the net they go and how much each one has to move to keep the net covered.
Puck pulled up in the sideboards, Rankin after it. It's his 3rd game back from an injury. Make that 2nd game. Long shot in wide, comes out the backboards. Played by Gauthier Leduc around the wing, and the Everts will draw it forward to center ice. And on the left wing side as Barone slowed up from behind. Carried in over the line by Rankin. Backhander behind the net. Chased after Jurgensen, couldn't reach it. That's chipped around the wards on the near side and back at the point where it's kept in by Barone. Bangs it forward. Gauthier Leduc spins around. However, it's pulled out to center ice and dumped the rest of the way down into the Rochester zone by Jessamine. Emmerich back for it. Barone will drop it in behind for TJ Brennan. Again, the Emmerichs are wearing the dark red uniforms tonight. Ordinarily, of course, the home teams of the American League wear the whites, but in a reverse jersey tonight, if you will. And the puck is dumped in. The Senators have it. Drawn ahead to center ice up the left wing boards and slipped into the Rochester zone. Chased back by Brennan. On his heels, Hoffman centering pass in front. And there's Tarnaski for the Hammers to come away with it. However, can't clear it away. Greiber with a shot. Easy glove stop for Lesio. Covers up. Holds on. A face-off once again in the Rochester zone.
Now, Tarnaski in front of his net is able to get that puck that's passed out, cut that pass off. And he does not sure it goes, but the shot goes through. And Lesio right at the top of the paint. You can see where he is outside that blue paint. He's out there cutting down that angle because we talked about size. He needs to get out so he can make sure that there's less net for it to be seen by these white sweaters.
Face-off as Sunder for the Emmerichs. In for the draw, pulls it to the corner, and then dumped around the boards and down ice by Finley. Icing is waved off. By the way, the referee for this game is Jean Hebert. The linesman Brian Lemon and Fraser McIntyre. And the puck now in behind the Binghamton net. As they get all tied up, players go down. Puck still is visible. Reaching in Legault, and that's drawn away by the Senators and a feed up ice. Carried forward DaCosta on the left wing side, over the line to Hoffman. Pass in a goal, tipped into the knees of Lesio. He finds it, grabs it, holds on, and that's a play we've seen several times over the last 2 weeks, basically, Rick, is where the defenseman breaking down the off wing on the weak side is reaching behind the defenseman and getting a shot away.
And that, that's a great hand-eye coordination by DaCosta. As that cross-ice pass, you can see it almost looked like it hit Finley's skate, but DaCosta had his stick right there and just redirected it. Very dangerous play for David Leggio.
But when you're covering that man on the weak side, you got to tie up his stick somehow, don't you?
Well, you're supposed to, but that was the new rules. Now you got to be worried about being called for interference and everything else.
If you're lifting the stick up, isn't it okay? You can't hook it down, though,
exactly.
Right? Puck around behind the net, cleared off in the far wing and blocked by Schneider. Reaching in for the Amerks is McNabb along with Mancari, and it is Mancari able to slide it through legs and out to center ice. Adam will chip it forward, but that's off a stick into the stands, out of play. As we played 3:39 here at the Blue Cross Arena, and there is no score.
Just a little side note on that. When you're playing on the man, you're playing off his inside shoulder, and that's what Finley was doing. The stick is still behind Finley. That's the part the stick is ahead of the player that you're trying to protect. And that means you've got to back up, which would have put Finley on the goal line.
Yeah, all right. Very interesting. As the puck now will be dropped at the Binghamton blue line. That is poked loose. Rochester having the puck. McNabb giving it off to his defensive partner, Alex Biega, cross rink, and here's Luke Adam up the left wing side. In the stock, quick shot, Porter right on. And with his knees, on his knees making the stop is Ben Bishop.
Now, Bishop, I watched him in warm-up, and those shots that come way out, he's always down in that butterfly very quickly. And you can see here, nice pass by Adam to find Porter. Porter doesn't waste any time. He lets that shot go, and Bishop is right down. And again, 6'7", he takes up a lot of net, even when he's down on his knees. You have to pick those corners very directly, otherwise you're going to end up just giving him the puck.
As the puck is dropped, pulled out to the left point for McNabb, moves in a step, takes a wrist shot, hits something, dribbles toward the net, but knocked down in the corner. Weirkash will play it aside, reaching in for the Amerks. Adam, it comes on top, Mancari, wrist shot against the right back to the top of the slot, kept in by Biega. Hustles there, feed forward to Mancari, tried to throw it in front, but deflected behind, and Weirkash for the Senators will bang it around the boards out on the near wing, chipped ahead of the blue line, and steered out to center ice. Head on the left wing side, entering the Amerks zone, dropped off. And a feed out in front, blocked away by McNabb, batted out of mid-air, over the line to center ice by Adam, but recovered by the Senators. Binghamton back with the puck in their own zone. And Binghamton coming into this game, currently fourth in the conference. And the scary part about that is they're amongst the league leaders in points as they've played the fewest games in the league. They got games in hand, plus points on almost everybody. Off the wing, drawn ahead over the line to center ice by Mancari, and recovered by the Senators. Binghamton with the puck dumped in. And off the boards around behind the Amerks net. Both teams finish up a line change. In behind the net to Brennan. Long feed to the slot, brought forward. Hodgson tries the right wing side. Cross wing pass on the left wing. In over the line is Foligno. As that's off the end of his stick, it dumped around the boards on the far wing. Moving after it is Cowick. He's tied up in the sideboards. Puck back at the point. Is pulled by Jessamine. Out over the line and down to the Rochester blue line. Hugh Jessamine with Rochester a couple of years ago. He spent the last season in Cleveland with the Lake Erie Monsters. Banged along the boards out, dumped back in. The Amerks have it. Brennan into the slot, brought away to center ice. Gautier Leduc, and on the right wing side, it's Hodgson, steers it around one as the puck blocked at the point, still kept in, and now pulled ahead to center ice. DaCosta for Binghamton dumps it in. Turning back for the Amerks, P.J. Brennan behind the net, reversing it in the far corner. That's blocked away from Silverberg. And taken now, the Amerks have it. Played to the slot, and a return pass to Flynn. Carries it up ice, backhands it the rest of the way down, turns to the bench. There's going to be a penalty coming up here. Delay penalty against the Amerks. As the puck behind the net, brought away by the Senators. They get the extra skater on the ice. Dropped off for DaCosta. Picking up speed, enters the Amerks zone. After the slot, grabbed by the Amerks, and the whistle will stop play.
I count 7 players on the ice for Binghamton. Bishop comes over and 2 guys jumped on.
Okay, well, Bishop is so big, maybe they figured they should be able to bring 2 guys out.
There were 3 guys up here, and there were 4 guys coming up in the second wave. There were 7 guys on the ice for them. Maybe you're right. Going to the box, though, Hodgson in the box. He's going to get 2 minutes here. As you'll see here, down, coming across. Just interferes, steps in, gets his shoulder in front. You can't block the progression of the player, and he does so, and he gets called for. We're going to see the first power play of the game. It'll be for Binghamton, and their power play unit is ranked 23rd in the AHL.
Feeds to the backdoor side, in on goal. That one grabbed and held on to by Leggio. So the Amerks are called for that penalty that the league isn't calling this year. Is that right?
It sounds pretty much it. No, it was kind of a weak play through the middle, but and really wasn't going to. The skater wasn't really going to get to the puck carrier, So, yeah, we've seen more blatant calls missed than that one.
Well, I don't mean to sound like sour grapes, but it was a call that was added in a couple of seasons ago, and I thought it was a great rule. I thought it was outstanding, and now they've just sort of let it fall by the wayside this year, and it's not being called very much.
And I think that's one place you and I are going to learn to disagree on.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
All right, brought away by Porter. Now to Bankary over the line. That's moving in. A long shot in, but blocked up over top of the glass and out of play. That wouldn't be the only place we disagree. We disagree almost every place.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But my feeling is that I believe that the speed of the game has gotten so fast and the players have gotten so big that the puck carrier is always at danger when a guy can take a full run and hit you with what they call a clean check, but his equipment hurts you. So, being able to slow a guy down for a teammate, I think, could also help save on a few injuries.
Being as a hockey purist, if I'm looking at the game, I don't mind a 1-0, a 2-1 game, but there's so many low-scoring games that I think it needs to be opened up somewhat for the sake of the fans. Now it's pulled ahead to center ice. Bankary trying to get loose, but Weirkosh chasing back will get a hold of it first. Drawn off in the backboards, almost thrown away again by Bankary. Dropped in behind. 13:20 to go in the first period, no score. Carried away by Weirkosh, ahead on the left wing side. Let's take a dumped in the zone, but deflected away and down ice again as Benoit tried to dump it in, but that's blocked away by Porter and out of play. 13:10 to go in the first, no score.
But just to finish that conversation, with that rule in, you haven't seen those high-scoring games.
There were. I think they're lower scoring this year than they have been the last couple of years.
That's what I mean with that rule in, low-scoring games, more lower-scoring games. But anyways, it's a situation where, right now that Rochester has 1:08 on to kill the penalty here. And they've done a very good job up to this point in not allowing Binghamton to get set up in their zone and put pressure on Leggio.
Puck is dropped. Pulled off on the near wing. The Amherst are still short-handed. Back at his own blue line. Head in over the line. Walked away out the stick of DaCosta, but Stone gets a hold of it. DaCosta back to the pass to the slot. Blocked away. Not picked up again. 8 feet out in front for Stone. He gets turned around. Can't shoot. Drawing it back at the point to the other side. Long high shot grab by Leggio. Holds on the shot from Eckford. Back at the right point again. Eckford keeps it in. On the right wing boards, giving it off to Prince. And he scored 2 goals last game. This is the Spencerport native, Shane Prince. Back at the point, the other side. Shot in, knocked down in front, and it's hammered away. Not up into the Rochester player bench. That means the face-off will still be deep in the Amherst zone.
Now Shane Prince, 5'11", 189 pounds. Says he's 19, but he just turned 20 on November 16th from Spencerport. He played in Ottawa of the OHL, so it's been very fittingly that he's a product of the Ottawa Senators as well, as they've signed him several times.
Face-off coming to the left of Dave Leggio. 30 seconds to go in the Rochester penalty. Puck is in skates, pulled back at the point, kept in. Hoffman tries the other side. Off of the left point. That's kept in by Benoit on the top again. Long shot, missed the net. That was a shot from Weirkosh. He's got a heavy shot. That one cleared along the glass and all the way down. See how hard that hit the backboards?
It did. It didn't go that fast, but it was hard.
Brought away by the Senators. Off the wing, entering the zone is Jessamine. He gets a shot away. The shot from Silverberg. That's batted away and down ice. So now the penalty has expired. Amherst are at full strength. And the Senators 0 for 1 on the power play. Dumped in the Amherst zone. Turning back toward goes Pesic. That's pulled out the end of his stick by Hoffman. Cleared along the side boards. Getting a hold of it is Legault to fire it all the way down. And this will be an icing. So it brings the face-off all the way down into the Rochester zone with 11:46 to go in the first period. Right now, the Senators leading in shots 7-3.
Well, this all the way comes back all the way back into the Rochester zone, and Sundaher, Tarnowski, and Legault up front here, and it's not the number one line for Rochester, but they can't change due to the ruling on the icing, so they have to keep them out there and try and keep the pressure off.
The draw to the Senators, shot in, pad save, Leggio, puck behind the net. Finley will drop it back. In the corner, Pesic up the right wing side for Legault. Pass right to Tarnowski, couldn't quite reach it. Take it back and shot along the boards to the Rochester blue line. That one bounced away in on goal. Leggio makes the stop. He has to cover up as Prince again is right there on the doorstep. 11:30 to go. 11 and a half minutes remaining here in the first period at the Blue Cross Arena. There is no score. Should be a good game tonight. Stick with us. This is the Amex Broadcast Network. It is scoreless at the Blue Cross Arena between the Amherst and the Binghamton Senators. Parking for an Amherst game, the Civic Center Garage, conveniently connected to the Blue Cross Arena, safe and secure. Mapco Auto Parts, the official parking company for the Rochester Americans. Face-off coming to the left of David Leggio. Cody Hodgson steps in.
They get ready for this draw here. Hodgson in against Grant, and the difference in size there between those guys. 6'3" for Grant. Hodgson's what, 5'11"?
Hot drop, goes to the corner. I think it's about right. Cleared off on the sideboards, and Viega able to muscle it out to the blue line, pulled forward by Leggio for Flynn. That shot cross ring. Foligno after it, going to the corner. As he turns, being bothered there by Benoit. Still, Foligno has it in skates, gives it off on a feed by Hodgson out top. Flynn's pass picked off, and now it slipped out over the line to center ice, but taken right back by the end. Viega gives it off, but poked off a stick, a breakaway opportunity. Moving in the shot, head save Leggio as he robs Grant, who had the opportunity, tied 5-hole, but Leggio closes the door.
Well, obviously, I don't think Grant has seen Leggio in the shootout, because we know he's one of my favorites for the shootout. As that turnover at the blue line, cross-ice pass right at the blue line gets knocked in. Grant walks in, he lifts the right leg like he's going to fire it high, and then he goes for the 5-hole, and Leggio shuts that down and just covers it up for the face-off. And that's to his immediate left.
Interesting note, Derek Grant leads the league in shorthanded goals. So he's come up with some very timely goals in this season. And Leggio stones him on that one, and now it's carried away to center ice. There's Brennan up the wing. Over the red line, dumps it in around behind the net, and back for it is Eckford. He'll slip it into the corner. Cowick after it there, but stepping in is Rankin, ties him up. Helping out Girgensons. There's a penalty coming up to Binghamton. Dropped off in the corner after Girgensons once again. Turns, trying to get away. On the sideboards, and he's bothered there. And a pass on top where it's taken and kept in by Porter. Top of the slot. One-time shot for Gauthier. It bounces away. At the point, kept in again by Porter. And it's taken away, shot down ice. And it'll be Rochester with the power play opportunity.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Gauthier Leduc can shoot the puck too, because Hugh Jessamine is sure limping around out there now. That's got to hurt as he took that shot from Jessamine, or Luke. But you're going to see the penalty here along the boards, fighting away. They're working for his Rankin. That's what he does best. And they grab a hold of him and unable to get away. So that draws Rochester's first power play opportunity of the night. Their power play is ranked 5th, operating just over 20% this year so far.
Anytime the Hammers score on the power play this season, AT&T donates $25 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Rochester. The program is powered by the Hammers and AT&T, your world delivered. Puck in front, jammed through the goal crease, and it comes off of the wing, back to the left point, kept in by McNabb. To the other side for Brennan. TJ Brennan scored a goal last game. It had been a while. He had a dry spell. That came up with one last game. It's Hodgson on the left wing boards. Seeds to the side of the net. Trying to stuff it in. Rankin in a goal, but it's grabbed. And Bishop holds on for the faceoff.
Rankin standing down the side of the net. He gets that hot potato from Hodgson. I mean, it's a quick, hard pass. And goes to quickly move it, but he didn't have it quite on his stick. And it bounced off to the front where Bishop's able to grab it. You can see Hodgson here. Quick one actually hit the stick of the defender. And before Rankin got it. But it bounced off right out in front where Bishop could grab it.
And the face-off, stepping in once again, Hodgson for the draw. Remember, Hodgson had a broken hand. It was his power hand on the stick, so you got to wonder just how long it's going to be before he starts winning more of the face-offs. That one's taken by the Senators and shot all the way down ice. He's ordinarily a very good face-off man. I've noticed that he hasn't been winning as many as he was before, but of course, being out that long for nearly 2 months, you lose some timing also. Beat down the corner, taken by Foligno, and back at the point for Brennan. To the left side for McNabb, back to Brennan. Wants to tee up the one-timer, but no lane to shoot. On the sideboards, moving in, Rankin with a shot. Or make that, Hodgson with a shot, hits the post. And it ends up on the far boards and taken by Brennan, keeps it in. So Hodgson on the short side, nails the post. Here's a feed in front, they score! What a pass from Hodgson through all those legs, and the back post is Evan Rankin, an easy tip and a power play goal.
Now Rankin came out. He stumbled against the back boards when it went up when the puck went from him up the side boards, and then he just snuck out. Everybody forgot about him. Puck came all the way across from the right side to the left side to Hodgson. Hodgson finds Rankin walking out from behind, totally unmolested, and he taps it in the empty side as Bishop, nobody knew him even there. Bishop was unaware that he was sitting there. He just puts that one in. He'd take 20 of those every season.
Well, Evan Rankin is the recipient of a brilliant pass from Cody Hodgson. So Hodgson continues his point-a-game streak so far this season. Dumped all the way down and turning back for it. Finley around behind his net. Reversing it to Pesic. From behind as he spins to get away from DaCosta. On the backboards, Pesic coming out in front to get away. Up to the blue line. A headman now for Porter. And on the right side, over the line. Feed back in front. The trade around with the shot. And they scores! Adam took the shot. That was knocked down by Bishop. The defenseman went to play the puck. Pushed it back through the legs of Bishop. And the Amerks have a 2-0 lead.
Well, Mike Hoffman should get credit for this goal as he reached in to push the puck to Bishop. And Bishop is putting his glove on it. And as he does it, you see a nice pass here. Porter to Mancari. Mancari to Adam. The shot. And now he reaches in and he hits the stick. Hoffman does and knocks it through the 5-hole of Bishop. And Rochester has a 2-0 lead here with 8:50 remaining in the first period.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but it counts. And, you know, the Amerks will take every goal they can get against this team. That went bouncing loose. Gauthier to Duke back in his own zone after it. Feeds to the slot. Brennan works it ahead to center ice. A long pass on the right wing boards for Mancari. Moves in the zone, carries it to the corner. Throws it in on goal, but tipped around behind the net. Shot off the boards on the near wing, getting hold of it. Brennan dumps it in behind. Chased after in the corner, and now it's brought away by the Senators. Weidman. He'll then fire it all the way down. Back for it in the Amherst zone is Brennan. Turns to get away. Flips a high one out to center ice. After it on the right wing boards. His man Carey couldn't reach it. Blocked aside, but the Senators have it. Entering the Amherst zone, moving in. Shot taken, but up over top of the net. The shot from Cannone, and it's out of play. The whistle stops play. 8:07 to go here in the second period. As the Amerks have scored 2 goals, 28 seconds apart, and have a 2-0 lead. This is the Amerks Broadcast Network.
Period, Amerks with a 2-0 lead. They've struggled to get leads in games. We'll see how they do tonight. Between periods, we're going to hear from Luke Adam, who just got that second goal. He'll tell us the brilliant strategy he used to help the Binghamton player knock that one in the net for him.
All right, thank you very much, Mike Catalana. Ho, ho, ho. Glad to have all you with us on this festive occasion. The bucket behind the net. So Adam gets the goal. And we'll see if they give assists on that one or not. Yeah, they are going to give it to Mancari on the assist. And Porter with the other. As play resumes, the puck is in the Binghamton zone. Cleared on top of the slot. Reaching it to keep it in is Legault. Bangs away at it, but it's bumped away out over the line by Jesselman. As he's tied up then by Biega, but the loose puck is picked up again, and the Senators will carry it forward. Cowick up the left wing. Long shot in wide, and that in the corner. Chased after, and jammed by Pajot into the corner boards. Taken there by McNabb, turning in the corner to get away. As he'll flip it forward up the left wing side for Tarnowski. Pulls it down, his pass forward, and up with it. Brought forward now over the line by Legault. Shot in, bobbled by Bishop. But he covers up and holds on for the face-off. 7:10 to go. Here in period number 1, the Amerks with a 2-0 lead.
Well, they set on the right lead, someplace that Rochester is not used to doing. We're used to see them battling back as they get 2 goals on this first period. And very quickly, won at 10:42 the power play, and then coming right back at 11:10 and getting that second goal. As fluky as it may be, they don't ask how, they ask how many.
Well, you know what? I don't want to spoil anybody's exuberation here. However, we have to refer back to last game at home for the Senators. They trailed Wilkes-Barre Scranton 3-0 after 2 periods, scored 4 unanswered goals in the third period. Well, you got to be mighty careful because this is an awful good team. Back at the right point, Kevin, and fired by Eckford to the corner. Pass out in front, and all tied up in front. Unable to get a shot away. Stone. That one blocked away, and the Amerks have it. Diergertsen spins to the center ice. Carried forward by Rankin up the left wing. Waits for help to catch up. Feed to the slot. Puck knocked down. No shot available. Brendan spins it on top, and turning after it is Gauthier Leduc. Couldn't keep it in the zone. Feed forward. Now backhanded by Rankin in around behind the Binghamton net again. Senators back for the puck. 6:25 to go in the first period. Up to the Rochester zone. Turning back goes Finley as he's chased there by Hoffman. Finley's pass in behind. Taken by Pesic. Up the wing for Flynn. Tried to drop it back, but it's a skate. Chasing it down and behind his own net. Flynn coming out in front. His pass knocked down again, but this time it's over the line to center ice, and Hodgson carries it forward. Works his way in on the left side, moving in. Foligno, nifty stick handling, in the goal, a shot. Oh, Bishop has it and holds on. What great puck handling there by Marcus Foligno.
Foligno gets in real tight, and not a lot of room for him to, but he tries to step it upstairs as he gets this puck and fires it. Comes across, they get across, nice little play there, little curl and drag, gets around, gets in tight, and you can see that 6'7" frame as he makes the save.
So we have a timeout here at the Blue Cross Arena tonight. So far, it is a 2-0 lead for the Rochester Americans. And the Amherst again having scored 2 goals 28 seconds apart. Rankin and Adam with the markers. It's 2-0 the Amherst. This is the Amherst Broadcast Network. 2-0 for the Amherst. A bunch of home games coming up for the Amherst, and one that's a home game but isn't played at home will be on next week, a week from tonight, at the First Niagara Center in Buffalo, as the Amherst will host the Lake Erie Monsters. And my advice to you is to get the best available seats. Get your tickets early for that game next Friday night in Buffalo. Carried up ice, long shot in, pad save Lesio. And the rebound batted wide, comes down behind the net. Silverberg trying to dig it out, but it's pulled out the end of his stick. In behind and off the near side, dropped back by Pesic to the corner, gets a return pass. Shot along the boards, but not out. Back at the point, still kept in. At the right point, Benoit shot knocked down and a rebound. Dribbled wide, the hot shot taken by Hoffman. And coming down the sideboards, cleared along the wall by Finley, but not out. Taken back again by the Senators. Dropped off in the left wing corner, and back at the point, kept in. Weirkaj carrying it down, being chased by Flynn. Dropped to the corner, Pesic is there. Slams it along the glass in the air, it's pulled down top of the slot. Still stuck, and down through the slot is drawn away by Hodgson. Drops it back, Pesic up the right wing side. Beat forward, and that's cleared in over the line by Foligno, reaching for Hodgson, but couldn't get away. Now he reaches in, takes it away, then he's tripped up and goes down as he sprawled out over top of the outspread Benoit, and the puck dumped all the way down. It's an icing call, bringing the face-off back deep into the Binghamton zone with under 5 minutes to go here in the first period.
Yeah, Rochester getting hung up in their own zone, but the one thing they did do was maintain position in there as they stayed on the defensive side. They didn't get caught out of place. The one time they did a little bit was when the puck got behind Hodgson, but he stopped, reached back, got it, and didn't skate away from it. And then they eventually cleared the zone and started to put some pressure on Binghamton.
Face off to the left of Bishop. Puck goes to the corner, shot around behind the net, out of the near side. Sprints after it. And he scored 2 goals last game. And that come from behind win for the Senators over Wilkes-Barre. In the left wing boards, McNabb drops it back, but unable to reach it. Mancari, and it dribbles all the way down to the Rochester blue line. Backpedaling in front of his own net, Biega. On the near wing as McNabb spins it back to Biega. Turns ahead to center ice. Pass forward off the stick of Porter in over the line, but bounced away, and here we go the other direction. Up the right wing, Pajot in the corner, being chased there by McNabb. He reaches in behind, comes away with the puck. He'll slip it around behind the net on the other side for Mancari. Flips a high, went out to center ice. Bouncing through all the way down, and backcourt goes Greiba in the corner boards. He turns away from Adam, and the puck is drawn out to center ice by the Senators. Pajot on the attack. Enters the Amherst zone. Wrist-shutting grab by Lesio, and he holds on as we'll get a little pushing going on to side of the Amherst net. Everybody crowd in with pleasantries.
Cowick and Brennan starting this off on the side of the net. Cowick trying to get to the net, and Brennan just protecting his territory, just what you're supposed to do, and everybody comes flying in to help out, and you can see Mark Mancari in there. But, the big part here was that started this whole thing off was Lesio. He made the save, he held on to that puck, and everybody wants to charge that net when it comes in, but they come across. Pajot makes the shot, reaches out, pulls it in, and hangs on to it. Continue to drive that line right there, as you can see, as Cowick, but driving him off line and keeping him away from the goaltender was T.J. Brennan.
4:08, that's the time remaining here in period number 1 as the puck is pulled back at the right point and kept in by Benoit. Off of the corner boards to Jessamine as he pulls it back on the half boards. Puck knocked down by Tarnowski. Now it's carried into center ice. Pulled in over the line after it goes Sunder in the corner boards as they crash there. Reaching in, it's dug loose in behind the net by Legault. Might have got away from him and carried off by the Senators. Flipped out over the line to center ice by Clayson at his own blue line and throws it to the near wing once again for Benoit. Into center ice up the left wing boards. Flipped in by Silverberg. Emmerich after it and tied up at the blue line. Whistle stops play, and we're going to have coincidental penalties, it looks like, coming up as Gauthier Leduc and Cowick, that is, are both going to be heading to the penalty boxes.
Cowick hasn't settled down yet as they both got tied up, and they're going to play 4-on-4. It says apparently the initial signal from the referee over to the benches, it looked like he had 4 fingers up for both sides. But you can see it here after the dump in, the two of them just banging up at each other. And it doesn't even look like it's worth it. Cowick goes down, and the referee calls them both. I don't know what for, but Coach Leduc's in the box here for 2 minutes as well. And they're both up the boards. Both teams playing, one skater less for 2 minutes.
A little bit more room to skate out there, and the face-off coming to the right of Leggio. 11 shots for the Senators, 7 for the Amerks. Puck pulled behind the Amerks net. Cowick picks up a diving penalty. And Gauthier Leduc, interference is the call. Puck carried in, backhanded by Hodgson, and a goal. It's a stick stop for Bishop. This time he's able to cover up and hold on. He doesn't pull it back in his own net.
Well, right there he had Weircock standing there as defenseman. Patrick Weircock, 6'5", and he didn't reach in to pull it, but Hodgson comes across the blue line. See him hold him back. They're all backing up, tries to play it, and then lay it out front as he's got Foligno going to the net. But Bishop grabs it first.
McNabb with a shot. Deflection into the knees of Bishop, is able to cover up and hold on. Nice shot from McNabb and an excellent tip by Foligno.
Watch McNabb on this replay here. He's going to feed it right through the feet, the tight feet of the Binghamton player. And that's really tough for a goaltender to pick up. And then it gets tipped from there, too. Look at, he just feeds it through, and Foligno's going to the net. Bishop had no idea where that puck was.
Hodgson steals it, moves in, his shot again off the left knee of Bishop, able to find the handle, holds on, another face-off, and the Amerks are putting some pressure on right now.
That one he knew where it was. Bishop knew where that shot was the whole way. He came out and he played that. He kicked that left leg up, he pinched it off, and hung on to it for a face-off. As I'm sure he'd rather have a bunch of those than the last one he had before.
And behind this net, where it's taken by the captain of this Binghamton team, Benoit. On the back boards, Andre Benoit, 28-year-old from St. Albert, Ontario. Puck is dumped in wide of the Amerks net. Getting there first, DaCosta. Down behind the Rochester net. Drops it on top. It's at the left point, kept in. Eckford with a shot. Blocked away, comes down the corner. And after goes Pesek. Tying up there with Hoffman. McNabb. It's a skate, gets it right back again. Up the sideboards, drawn forward. And on the attack comes Hodgson. To the red line, dumps it in. He'll turn for the bench. Amerks make a line change. Back for it go the Senators. Bishop pulls it behind his net. Binghamton beginning to work away to center ice. Drop back again in the slot. Benoit on the left wing boards for DaCosta. Entering the Amerks zone, turns and falls. Drops it back at the point for Benoit. Hassel on the sideboards. Slipped in on goal. Stick stop Leggio. Pushing it off in the corner. Feed right through the slot by Pesek. Comes on top. A shot from there blocked away by Leggio. In the corner, Flynn gets a hold of it. Draws it behind his net for Finley. Reversing again. And in behind the net, where it's taken by Brennan. That wasn't Pesek, that's Brennan. Brought away now by the Amerks. Brennan return pass on the right side. Out of the reach of Flynn, all the way down around behind the net. Comes around the boards out of the near wing. And it's sent through the slot out the center ice. Stepping up with the play is Finley. Enters the zone. Dropped off in the corner. Taken away again and dumped down ice by the Binghamton Senators. Amerks back for the puck as the coincidental minors have expired. And now Brennan from behind his net. Reversing it to Viega. Out the right side. Long pass of the sideboards. And the Amerks will bring it away. On the near boards for Brennan. Pass over the line to Adam. Moving in wrist shot and dribbler wide. That behind the net. Shot around the far boards. Down for the point. Kept in by Viega. Hangs it behind the net for Adam. Scored another goal here tonight. Luke Adam for it. He'll draw it off. Moving in McNabb. Backhander tried the short side and just missed the post. Comes on in front again. And has played aside and brought off ice by the Senators. A hand on the right wing. Schneider over the Rochester line. Gets the puck on the other side. Pokes it in a goal, but blocked in behind the net by Leggio. Under a minute to go here in the first period. It's along the near boards in the corner. Dug out there by the Senators. Tied up in the corner once again. As looking to get loose. Comes out in front and a quick shot. Cannone. That's knocked down. Finding the handle on the puck is Leggio. Covers up, holds on for the face-off. But some pressure applied by the Senators.
Some nice pressure put on at the other end as McNabb. But then they come back down and Binghamton always dangerous shot there. You can see it. And the puck scrambles out there first for a second. Finally, Leggio does what he has to. He fights through the legs and gets his glove on it and gets the whistle. So the face-off will stay to his left with 40.5 seconds remaining in this first period.
Set for the face-off. As the puck pulled to the corner by Porter, shot along the near side, chipped away over the line to center ice. Weirkosh recovers it for Binghamton, drops it back in his own zone. Drive up the right wing boards. Off the stick of Silverberg in the Emmerich zone. It's spun back along the near side to the blue line and kept in. Drive out to the other side for Weirkosh. Long shot, and they score. The shot from the left point, knocked down in front. At the back post was Jessamine, pulls it inside, and it's now a 2-1 hockey game.
Well, with less than 20 seconds left on the clock, it's not something that they want, but a late goal here. Right, standing right on the doorstep. Cross-ice pass from D to D. Shot goes through, hits one, and then Jessamine standing right there. And whether he was in the crease or not before, and I don't know what's going on, but the referee standing out there with his hand up in the air. I don't know what he's doing, but the goal is going to stand. It's 2-1. Jessamine's going to get credit for this one.
Well, the lead cut in half. And as we talked about before, giving up those late goals is not a thing you want to do. That went blocked away by Brennan. Recovered by the Senators at their own blue line. Stone able to slip it forward, but tied up as Grant. Bouncing puck at the Rochester blue line, recovered by Brennan. Takes a look, winds up, long shot on goal. Chipped wide, and the horn sounds, and that ends the first period of play. So we've completed one, as the Amerks had scored 2 goals 28 seconds apart. Rochester goals scored by Rankin, and then Adam picking up the next one. So the Amerks had a 2-0 lead. But again, the Amerks giving up a goal with only 20 seconds remaining in the period. And that was scored by Hugh Jessamine of the Binghamton Senators. So what was a 2-goal lead is now a 1-goal lead. As we've completed here at the Blue Cross Arena, we've completed one period. A lot of information coming up during our intermission. So stick around for more with Mike and Rick and myself. Glad to have you with us tonight. Amerks trailing or leading 2-1. This is the Amerks Broadcast Network.
We are back in Rochester. We're through one period of play. The Amerks hold to a 2-1 lead over the Binghamton Senators. And the guy who got the goal, number 2, that has the Amerks in the lead right now is Luke Adam. All right, I want to hear about the strategy, everything that went into that pinpoint goal that you got in period number 1. Talk about what happened there.
You know, it was actually developing. It was a nice play. Porch drove the middle and kicked it out to Mark there. And, you know, I know Mark's going to make that pass over to me. You know, try to go 5-hole. You know, I went 5-hole just 4 seconds later. But, you know, we'll take those ones all year.
So the keeper looked like he tried to get a hold of it, and it went in the net for you. So you had a lot earlier this year, hitting posts, just chances that were close. These things tend to even out, don't they?
Yeah, it usually does. I mean, that's the nice thing about this game is, you know, it goes around, comes around type of deal. So it's nice to get that one. We'll definitely take it.
Talk about how you've been doing since coming back from your injury. I think it's a 7-game point scoring streak, getting the goals now, how you're feeling and how you think you can continue to keep this, you know, point streak going.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be on a little streak here. You know, it was a bit of a battle for the, you know, the 40 games before this little streak. So, you know, it's nice to be back to where my game should be, and, you know, nice to be putting in goals, and hopefully I can, that'll lead to the team winning games.
Talk about the team, where we are right now. I guess we're about a third of the way into the season. Been some struggles, but guys like yourself been out of the lineup. You get Cody Hodgson back. Where are you guys now, and where can this team go?
Yeah, we've had some injuries, but, you know, we hate making excuses. So I think we got a good team. You know, we're healthy, and, you know, we're firing on all cylinders. So we got a pretty good squad in that room. So we just need to get back to playing good defensively. You know, obviously not giving up goals in the last minute of periods or games. That's killed us a couple times this year. So, you know, we'd like to have that one late back, but we'll learn from that. And
you know how good this team is. Obviously, Binghamton has the ability to come back. They get the one there. What do you expect in period number 2 out of them?
Yeah, we know they got a good team. They got great goalies, you know, a lot of skill up front, and I think they're the best defensive team in their whole conference. So we got to keep getting shots at the net and expect them to come hard.
All right, you put the shot on, you never know what's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
All right, worked out for Luke Adam in period 1. We'll see what happens as we continue. We'll come back with highlights of period number 1. The Amerks with a 2-1 lead. You're watching the Rochester Americans Broadcast Network. Yeah, double duty Zamboni work in Rochester. They're getting the ice ready for period number 2. The Amerks holding to that 2-1 lead over the Binghamton Senators. You just heard Luke Adam talk about giving up that goal in the final minute of the period after the Amerks had dominated play up to that point. They still hold the lead, but it's in half right now. Let's go upstairs for the highlights of period number 1 to Don Stevens and Ric Seiling. Fellas?
All right, Mike, thank you very much, and it's certainly good to see Luke Adam get on a roll here. I know he struggled ever since he came down from the Sabres last year.
Yeah, definitely has so, things work on special teams are really playing this, and the power plays are really opening it up here, first of all, when Rochester took advantage of their first power play opportunity of the night with their goal.
First goal of the night. What a gorgeous passing play it was.
Well, 10:42, Rankin's going to get credit for this goal, but Brennan feeds the puck across to Hodgson, and Hodgson puts it to the back door. Rankin came out from behind it, nothing but net. Then Porter finds Mancari, but Mancari finds Adam, and it may be a former teammate, Mike Hoffman of Adams. He puts it through the hole of Bishop, and that's 2-0. But with 20 seconds left, Cowick and Weircock put the puck to the net, and Hugh Jessamine standing there is the benefactor as he bangs in the rebound into the empty side and makes it 2-1.
You know, Rick, we've talked about it a few times, and Luke Adam during that interview with Mike mentioned also those late goals at the ends of period, especially close to the end of the game, and those things they're just killers, aren't they?
They really are, and they're goalie's biggest fear out there, that last goal, because he plays so strong, and then all of a sudden that last goal he's got to go in feeling deflated, and that you expect the goalie to pick up the first shot, maybe even the second shot, but when big traffic is around the front, it's always tough on a goaltender to make the third and fourth saves, and so far Leggio's done a good job of it tonight.
But not only is it letting your own team down, but the other team now, they go to the locker room feeling, okay, we got to go, and now we're all right.
Well, as the other coach, you walk in, what am I going to build on for this period, especially when you're down 2-0? What am I going to tell my team? How do I motivate them? Well, a goal that late does all the job for the coach. He doesn't have to walk in and have some stand on the pedestal speech and motivate his team to go out because they just scored a late goal. They should be feeling good.
Well, don't get me wrong. It wasn't all Rochester that period because Binghamton did outshoot Rochester 15-11 in the period. So it was a standout period right there for goalie Dave Leggio.
Well, you're going to see here some saves by Leggio. Big shot coming through. He's outside his paint. He's challenging the shooter. Cross passes from every angle. They're trying to go short side, trying to go over the shelf. And he's stopping everything and then trying to grab everything as he does. Even a breakaway on Grant. And he's able to make the save. We've seen him in the shootouts, and I really like him as a shootout goalie. And Grant came in, lifted that leg, tried to fake him that he was going to go top shelf, and they tried to 5-hole, and Leggio shut it right down on him.
Fortunately, he is one of the best at one-on-one.
I really like the style that, he's very mobile, and he really gets the goaltender, the shooter to commit before he does.
So once again, Mike, looking for the good news, the Amerks have a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes in period number 2, and if the response as the players came off the ice, I would say these are the answers that we couldn't bring you on television. We know they weren't too pleased with giving up that goal late in the period. We'll see how they respond in period number 2. When we come back, we'll wrap up the stats from period number 1 and get you ready for the face-off. You're watching the Amerks Broadcast Network. Back in Rochester, where the Amerks are enjoying a 2-1 lead over the Binghamton Senators through 20 minutes of hockey. The young fans excited. Santa's on his way soon, but they're just enjoying hockey right now. Through one period of play, here are your stats for the first period. Binghamton out shooting the Amerks 15-12, hits about even. The Amerks connecting on their only power play. Binghamton 0 for 1. Amerks with one more official chance so far in period number 1. Let's bring Ric Seiling back in. Rick, I want to talk about keeping pressure on this Binghamton team. Very talented. They move the puck well. What did you see from the Amerks in the first period? What are they going to need to continue to do in the second period?
Well, they came out the first period, Mike, and they attacked, and that's the key. They didn't sit back. They attacked. When they bring the puck up the ice and they keep passing it back and then forward and keep throwing it back, they're not going to be able to sustain some sort of attack that's going to be critical to keeping this team off balance. When you sit back, this Binghamton team will tear you apart eventually, but that's why they're in the position they are as far as points and wins go, because they know how to be patient and wait for their time. But when they get their time, they'll come at you.
You talk about how good this Binghamton team is and all the things they do. The Amerks are going to see them a lot. This is the first of 3 games amongst the next 5 that it's the Amerks and Binghamton. What are we going to learn about the Amerks team going up against this Binghamton team 3 times?
Well, the first thing they need to do is get the confidence, and that period should give them some confidence there. That late goal should knock them off their rocker. If that's the case, then they better re-examine themselves. You know, they played a really good game. They played a really solid game. I thought that their power play did a great job at it, something that sometimes it struggles, sometimes it's great. It's one of the better power plays, and I think that could be the specialty right here for this team is their special teams to beat this one through the short series.
All right, before we let you go to get ready for the second period, Luke Adam got a little fortunate on that goal. In your entire career, all those many, many goals you scored, you never got lucky like that, did you?
You know, Rick Martin told me my first year as a rookie that if you can't steal 7 a year, you don't belong in the league.
All right, that sounds good. When we come back, those guys are going to be ready. Rick and Don for period number 2. The Amherst are ready to go. They have a 2-1 lead on Binghamton. We're getting close to hockey for period number 2. We'll be back on the Amherst Broadcast Network.
So we've completed one here at the Blue Cross Arena. It is a 2-1 lead for the Amherst over the Binghamton Senators. As we take a look at rookies around the league this year, how about that defenseman out of Oklahoma City? And what a great player he is. Again, he's a defenseman, Justin Schultz, and he's leading not only the defenseman, but he's leading all rookies in the league with 38 points in 26 games. That's right, he's a defenseman. As far as rookies on the ice here tonight, we see Jacob Silverberg of Binghamton. He is 8th in the league. Rookies with 19 points, and not far behind Brian Flynn of the Amherst with 17 points. He is currently 12th amongst rookies in the league. So, but again, Justin Schultz, defenseman, 38 points in 26 games.
Well, he definitely is a world-class, hockey player that they've got high hopes for. But I'm looking at Silverberg here. In his 2 games against Rochester, he has been held pointless.
Yeah, it's interesting because he does lead this Binghamton team in just about all categories. Leads in goals, assists, points. He leads the team in shots, and so he's certainly one you got to keep an eye on.
He definitely is. I mean, he'd be looking to break out anytime soon against this Rochester team, but so far this year in the 2 previous games, they have held him off the board, and that's got to be something they've got to be happy with.
All right, set to go for the second period. Now the Amherst shoot the net to our right. Dave Lejeune in goal down to our left. As it's been carried to draw it forward over the line. Very covered by the Senators. Cleared along the wall and dumped all the way down. And back for it goes Biega for the Amherst. He'll and reverse it in the corner for McNabb, who turns back trying to get away from Jasinski. Pass along the near side to Carey. Will then across ring of the far boards for Adam. His pass picked off his stick and tipped in over the Rochester line. Chased to the corner by Biega as he battles Grant for the puck in the corner. And Biega spins away with it. Comes from behind the net. Off the right wing boards to Carey. Begins to bring it forward over the red line. Long shot in, blocked away by Bishop. Getting hold of it, Adam bangs it around behind the net. Comes all the way out of the near side and brought ahead to center ice by the Senators. Out the right wing, in over the line. Quick shot, that's knocked down. Loose puck in front, backhander. Where it comes loose and comes down the corner. The Weston has stopped play. Actually deflected over the glass into the webbing and out. Everybody lost sight of the puck. And boy, that could have been a dangerous one right there.
Now definitely just inside the net there in the goal there. See the breakout, cross ice pass one way, comes down, stops, takes a shot, rebound comes out. You don't clear that rebound out front, look what happens. Somebody's going to get it from the other team, and DaCosta thought he had it, took the shot, nobody knew where it went way up, and took a little while to come down back into orbit, but it did so, and the referee said hit the netting, so the face-off will stay to the right of goaltender David Lejeune.
You just can't play nonchalant in front of your own net. You've got to make sure that what you're doing is absolutely finite. And there's a shot in a goal, grabbed by Lejeune, a glove stop, holds on for another face-up. But you just can't make any mistakes against, especially the good teams.
And again, we talked, the goal that they scored late in that first period. It was a shot and a rebound. Here was a shot and a rebound again. And when you don't get it clear, you get yourself into trouble.
Carried up the right wing by Flynn. Moves in, takes a wrist shot, but that right into the midsection of Bishop, who covers up and holds on. And the thing right there for the Amherst is they do draw the face-off in the offensive zone.
If I'm not mistaken, this is Bishop's first game this year against Rochester, as Leonard had played the other 2.
Yes.
So they haven't had any luck against Leonard so far this year. Hopefully they can break that with Bishop.
Top, another shot in, that off the stick of Bishop coming down in the corner. As it is dumped in behind the Binghamton net, drawn away but knocked off the stick of Clayson. In the corner once again. Moving in is Flynn, helping out is Hodgson. Where the Amherst takes it loose. Foligno dropping it back at the point. Pesic to the other side for Finley. Long shot wide of the net, comes down behind. Poked along the boards, down from the right point. Pesic tried to block it, couldn't keep it in, and it's out to center ice. Finley chased back at his own blue line. On his heels was Silverberg. Pass up the wing. Gets it back again. Pesic fanned on it. Now he sweeps it up the right side. Flynn drops it back once again for Pesic. Inside of his own blue line. Long feed up the left wing side. Carried in by Veroni on the left wing. First shot that went off the glove of Bishop off the near boards. Getting a hold of it. Rankin back at the point. Got Jay Leduc to the other side. Brennan with a shot missed wide. And around to the point is over the line to center ice. Got Jay Leduc will spin it along the near boards for Rankin. Turns and dumps it in. The puck back is taken by the Senators. It's Eckford dumping it down the Rochester zone. The Amerks back for it. Early stages of the second period. 2 goals for the Amerks, 1 for the Senators. Brought up the left wing side and dumped in around behind the net by Girgensson. On the backboard, Veroni added his skates, but knocked away. On the near wing, moving down from the point. As the puck blocked behind the net, chipped out in front. That's knocked down, comes loose in front. Scramble with a loose puck. That goes wide, and Bishop ends up on his backside. The puck in behind the net. Trying to draw it out in front. Veroni turns it out top. Gauthier Leduc to the right point for Brennan. Moves down a step, can't get a shot away. Spins back at the point. To the right side, Gauthier Leduc takes a look. Takes a shot, knocked down. Loose puck, and the rebound bounces away out of the near wing. Pulled away by Pajot. And ahead to center ice up the left wing comes Jessamine. Enters the Amerks zone. Pays it to the trailer, moving in. Shot missed wide, and the shot from Weidman. Looked like he had a wide open net, but he missed it. Carried up the right side, Veroni in over the line. On the near boards, gets tied up. Moving in to help out Legault, but knocked away from him. And the puck is shot through and down ice. Looks like an icing call. Back is McNabb. There's the whistle. Icing. Face-off coming up in the Binghamton zone.
Well, Rochester all over around Bishop, and as he gets there, Ben Bishop. Then you think a guy that's 6'7" wouldn't get hit, but he tries to put his blocker on it. That gets poked out, comes in, he gets hit, and then you can't tell whether it's Rankin's stick or it's Grant's stick. Somebody in front, but nice elbow thrown there on the side as that was Jessamine, as he knocked one of the Rochester players. But Bishop, I think, a little extra acting there because they didn't look like it was too hard of a hit, but he went sprawling down.
Sunder for the Amerks is chased out of the face-off, so now Tarnowski will step in against Pajot. And the puck pulled in on goal. Pajot draws it behind his net. Carries it back along the near side. Flips it ahead over the line to center ice. Prince had it, but picked out the end of his stick by Tarnowski. Dropped back in the zone. The Amerks have it. McNabb up the left wing boards. It's pulled through the slot. Sunder drops it off for Biega. On the far side to McNabb. Again, a drop pass at the blue line. Amerks work to center ice. Biega up the right wing along the near boards for Legault, able to sweep it into the corner boards. After goes Sunder on the heels of Benoit in the corner. Picked up by Tarnowski. Side of the net. Right out in front, moving in the goal. Backhander, but not onto the arm. Bishop knocks it down, grabs the puck, and holds on.
Great play around to work that tight around the back of the net to get it out front. Cutting across, just running out of real estate. Nice spinning move there. Gets it out front. Legault just can't get it around as can't get a handle on it well enough to get that puck upstairs. He really wanted to put that upstairs as he had Bishop down in the butterfly. But the big man was able to cover it up in there and get the whistle.
Line of Porter, Adam and Mancari up front. Back on defense is Gauthier Leduc and Brennan. Trottle on the boards out to center ice. Gauthier Leduc knocks it down, comes up with the puck, waits for his teammates to get onside, then fires it in. Down behind the net, Bishop draws it off in the far corner, then running into him was Adam, and the puck pulled out to center ice. Trying to get loose is Snyder. Breaks it in, tied up, swept away off the end of his stick by Brennan. I'll tell you what, Snyder's got some wheels, doesn't he?
He's from Williamsville, New York, too. He's playing for the home crowd as well.
Fired out to center ice over the stick of Adam all the way down. And back for it, the Senators. That is an icing call. 15:49 to go in the second period. Rochester on top 2-1.
You look at Cole Snyder, 22 years old, played in Binghamton and the University of Connecticut last year from Williamsville, New York. And you got Shane Prince from Spencerport, played for Ottawa, the OHL. You know, it's kind of a homecoming for these two teams.
And the face-off will be to the right of another Buffalonian, Dave Leggio.
Absolutely.
Got a lot of players coming out of this area over the last few years. As the puck is dropped, pulled back at the left point, moving down on Nick Clayson. Into the corner, spinning around on the near side. Cycles it in behind the net. Sneaking through to the far corner. Jerzinski after it for would that be Binghamton? I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Not the center ice, brought forward by Porter. Over the red line, dumps it the rest of the way down, and turning back toward goes Clayson. And behind the net, Porter has it. Digs it out. Tries to draw back at the point, but it's pulled away by the Senators. Center ice carrying forward Jarzynski. Enters the Amherst zone, drops it back at the point. Eckford winds up, long shot, and they score. Deflected somehow, sneaking through past Lesio. So now it's a brand new game, all even up at 2.
Now Jarzynski drops this puck to the defender coming up the side on the right side. And he just tees it up and lets it go as everybody went to the net. Somebody got a stick in it and deflected it up. We'll have to wait to see who gets credit for this. But I'm going to say is that it's going to be one of the Rochester players, and possibly Mark Mancari is going to get credit for this goal. He tips it up, and then it deflects off the shoulder of Leggio into the back of the net. So, Binghamton scored 1 goal for Rochester. Rochester tipped one back in.
And the shot was taken by Eckford, so he'll probably get credit for the goal as the puck is dumped down around behind the Rochester net. Again, a brand new game, all even up at 2 apiece. And to center ice, Hodgson up the right wing, gets slowed up, and it's taken away by the Senators. Turned in over the Rochester line. At the left point, kept in by Silverberg. Long shot wide, comes down behind the net. That off in the near corner. Pulled away on the sideboards and knocked down. Flynn had it momentarily, but blocked away into the corner again. Here's a feed out in front, banding in a shot. Comes out top, and the Amherst bring it away. Here's Foligno, works his way to the red line, over the blue line. Nifty stick handling again, trying to drop it off on the left side for Flynn. Reaches backboard, keeps it in, and Foligno will then dump it off the corner around behind the net. Pulled into the corner board, Senators have it. Long pass up the left wing side for Hoffman. To the red line, enters the Amherst zone. Long shot, way up over top of everything out of play. 14-18 to go in the second period, and we are even at 2.
Now, it's one of those things that Rochester, I'm sure, would like to get back, but there's that quick break that we saw from Binghamton, and it ends up in a drop pass and a shot. Guys trying to defend their own net, and Binghamton now ties it up with 14-18 remaining in the second period. Binghamton still holding an edge on shots, 19-16 this period, but scores all tied up. It's anybody's game.
Rochester scored the first 2. Binghamton has scored the last 2. Face off to Leggio's right. Leggio for the Senators against Barone for the Amherst for this face-off. Wasn't done right. We'll do it all over again. Now the puck is dropped. Pulled back at the left point, kept in. Weidman, top of the blue line, will then throw it off on the sideboards, and getting a hold of it for the Amherst is Girgensson. Slides it up on the sideboards, however, right to Pajot, and at the point, shot in front by Weidman, and that's deflected off in the corner. Up to the corner boards. Senators turned it out of the near wing again. Dropped through and kept in top of the slot by Greiba. Shot in front, deflected, misses wide, comes through the blue paint, out the near side into the corner, and the puck of the backboards pulled away by McNabb, but a giveaway in front, and it's drawn in behind the net. Cowick will dig it out. Throwing it back at the right point, kept in, long shot in front, knocked down, and finally the Amherst will begin to work it away out of the zone. With a McNabb, drops it off Viega. Long pass up the left wing boards for Rankin. Has it in his skates, burns and dumps it in. Greiba knocks it down, being chased there as he plays it away from Barone into the corner. Ahead on the right wing side for Cowick, bouncing away. Is able to slip it over the line to center ice. Taken by Prince, or make that Pajot, who backhands it in and behind the Amherst net. Rochester back for the puck. Getting a hold of it in the corner where it's drawn away. Gauthier Leduc. Pass by Sunder, cross rink to Legault, dumps it in, then off of the backboards, and Bishop stops it behind his net. Shoots it around the boards on the near wing, flipped in the air and down ice. Icing is indicated, but is there going to be enough on it? Not enough, and there's no icing in the puck. Dead through the slot, down ice the other way, and it'll be icing the other way. So as the whistle blows, face-off coming down the Rochester. So with 12:52 to go in the second, we're even at 2.
Again, this...
Don't forget, on Friday nights, it is hockey night in Rochester. You can wear an Amherst or Sabres jersey to an Amherst game on a Friday night and purchase a $17 best available seat here at the Blue Cross Arena at the box office.
Now the space out coming back to the right of Leggio as Binghamton's putting a lot of pressure on Rochester to create some turnovers.
Top shot taken by Prince, and that off a leg is over the glass out of play. 12 minutes, 49 seconds. That's the time remaining here in the second period. Again, the Amherst have taken a 2-0 lead, but the Senators have tied it up at 2. That's where we are now. This is the Amherst Broadcast Network. We have a couple of more telecasts for you coming up during the holiday season. Tomorrow night from Binghamton, the game will be televised here in Rochester on Channel 26 or 1026 for high def, and in Buffalo, Channel 25 or 713 in Buffalo, and also the game the next Friday, that's a week from tonight, the game to be played at the First Niagara Center in Buffalo will also be televised in, of course, both Rochester and Buffalo. So a lot of television games coming up. That's on December the 28th. As the puck now pulled out to center ice, slipped forward, and it's drawn away again, and placing up the left wing ahead to center ice. Over the blue line, moving in, takes a shot, skips under the glove of Lesu, unfortunately was wide. Here come the Amerks, off the left wing side, Tarnowski leads the way, breaking for the net, Legault in front, the shot missed by, comes down behind. On the backboard, Sunder looking to dig it loose. As it in skates in the corner, watched closely by Benoit, and the puck in behind the net is dug out by Legault. Carries it off in the corner, turns it on top. McNabb with a shot, and saved by Bishop. They jam with the puck in front. Bishop on his knees. The puck is loose. It's over the line, but no, the referee says the whistle already blew.
I'm so sure about that one. As he blew that whistle, that puck may have come out and crossed the line just a hair after, but the referee didn't see the puck. That's when he's supposed to blow the whistle, but from our angle, our advantage, we can see the puck as it floats there. It's still loose out in front. He doesn't have it. It's in front and banging away. I guess that's the disadvantage of having the referee in that position. As you can see here, him shift in behind. And when he does so, he can't see it right in front of the 6'7" goaltender.
Well, an unfortunate break for the Amers. A bit of a quick whistle, if you will. And the puck is dumped in behind, and that's stopped there by Bishop. Shoots it around the boards, and Stone jams it along the wall, and there it's dumped out of the zone to center ice. Back to recover it at his own blue line is Mancarry. Drops it off. Viega burns up the right wing. As speed by Mancarry to center ice for Porter. Enters the zone of the near boards. Moving in, that's under the stick of Adam, and dribbles off into the far corner. Tied up and behind the net, Mancarry takes it loose. Turning to the backboards, looking to get away from Stone. Sends it around the far side, down for the left point. McNabb able to keep it in. Bangs it off the boards. Still kept into the point by McNabb, and now pulled out over the line. Amerks recover the puck back at his own blue line, taken by Viega. He'll then feed Porter. And a little giveaway for McNabb, and Porter turns around again at his own blue line. Spins it ahead to the red line. Doubles it up the right side for Mancarry. Flips it in. Chasing after the puck. Porter won't get to it in time as that's cleared off the glass out of the zone. Back for it. Amerks Finley to Adam. Back to Finley. So they play catch. Now it's up the right wing boards for Pesic. Taken by Porter. Pass forward. Tipped in over the blue line by Adam. But with it is Weirkosh. Now stolen right back by Mancarry of the Amerks. On the left wing and turning over the sideboards to the slot. Porter moving and shoots. He scores! Porter able to pick a corner. And the Amerks have regained the lead.
Well, Mancarry redeems himself. He cuts off that cross pass. Takes it down the sideboard, spins back up the board to the hash marks, and finds Kevin Porter all alone. You can see him knock it off, takes it down, spins off the backboards. Looking, he finds Porter all alone, who makes no mistake, over the shoulder and in the back of the net. Rochester regains the lead, 3-2 here in the second period, as Mark Mancarry does all the work, and Kevin Porter is the benefactor.
So Rochester up once again. And the puck is in the Rochester zone, but whistled down. We have a little bumping and shoving going on between Finley of the Amerks and Silverberg of the Senators, but they quickly separate. Silverberg looks directly into Joe Finley's navel and turns around.
He's not going anywhere there on that one, as Joe Finley just towers right over him. But that'll be Mancarry, Porter getting the goal there as he sets that one up, and that'll be his 9th of the season.
Face off to Lesio's left. Hodgson for the draw, but it's pulled back out top, kept in. And a shot off the right side, ripped up over top of the net. Comes around to the left point again, kept in by Clayson. Pulled aside by Hodgson up the wing. Flynn sends it to center ice. Unable to take the pass. Foligno spinning his Silverberg, dumps it in the Amerks zone. Off on the right wing side, and trailing back to help out is Hodgson. Finley banks it up the right wing side. There it's Flynn to center ice for Hodgson. As he drops it back for Foligno, weaving his way in front, moving in on goal. Tried to stuff it in, they get tied up as Bishop has the puck, and everybody jams up in front of the net once again.
Well, nice drive to the net, trying to make it happen and going there. And anytime you take the puck, you're asking for some heat. And that's definitely what happens here as that puck comes up, goes around to the far side, and they drive. Foligno just tries to cut to the net. Puck is sitting there, coming in, looking for that as they bang away. And It's not there, but Flynn's not going to stop that. Let that stop. He's going to drive it all the way, but that creates a little trouble, and it looks like Flynn is going to the box. He's getting 2 minutes here. For what? I'm not sure. As the puck wasn't, now maybe they're saying the puck was buried. I'm not sure, but he's getting 2 minutes, and we're going to see another power play. Second power play for Binghamton. See Foligno coming across. Puck is there. It's underneath him. And all he did was put his stick in there and coming up real quick, and going to the defense of him was DaCosta. But,
it was almost like Flynn was losing his balance, and he sort of caught himself by putting his stick out. So I don't know if he got cross-checking or what. Slashing is the call. As now the Senators on the power play. And this for the second time in the game. Brought ahead in over the Rochester line. On the right wing side, dumped to the corner. And around behind the net. Shot out of the near wing at the left point, still kept in. Thrown to the right side. And moving in a shot from there. And a goal pad save. Lesio puck comes down the corner. McNabb gets a hold of it. And that one cleared all the way down ice. Back for it go the Senators. Brought ahead by Binghamton on the attack. Shots are now even at 20 apiece. Carried in on the right wing boards. Feed through to the traitor, moving in. Jessamine shot, hits the leg in front. Rebound comes out on the side, but getting clipped up high was Porter. Checking up around the mouth to see if there's any blood, and reaching in for that puck was Jessamine. He's going to head for the penalty box.
Now we got another 2 minutes. Jessamine going to the box. It's high sticking. That will nullify the minute and 8 seconds on the power play for Binghamton. So the 52 seconds power play is all Binghamton's getting as Jessamine got this shot away and hit a leg. But you're going to see the high stick coming here in front, reaching in, trying to lift the stick. He comes up and he catches him in the face, and the arm goes up as Hugh Jessamine will take 2 minutes over in the sin bin. Rochester leading 3-2, and we're 4 skaters aside right now.
Kept in, dumped off the boards around behind the Binghamton net. In the corner, getting a hold of it, Greiba drops it behind his net again. Urge taken by Hoffman, or make that Eckford. On the left wing boards to center ice. Return pass. Greiba bangs it in around behind the Amherst net. Silverberg after it. And Finley crashed to the back boards and is drawn away on the right wing side for Porter, coming to center ice 2-on-2. Up the right wing, Carey breaking in, takes a shot, a pad save. Carey dribbled it in front, and there it's taken away by Bishop. So Carey, as he goes behind the net, throws it in front, but Porter couldn't quite reach it. We have a timeout here at the Blue Cross Arena, just past the halfway point of this game tonight. Amherst have scored here and regained the lead. Now with 8:49 to go in the second period. It's the Rochester Americans 3, Binghamton Senators 2, and this is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Santa making an appearance in Rochester, watching the Amherst have a 3-2 lead. Coming up between periods, we're going to talk about big news for the Rochester Americans, the induction of 2 new members to the team's Hall of Fame. We'll discuss that between periods 2 and 3. Fellas?
Thank you, Mike. Here's the face-off coming to Bishop's left. Each team still a man short for half a minute. And the puck on the sideboards played around behind. It's Benoit into the corner for Weirkosh. Throws a long one up the right wing side. And it's brought forward by Snyder over the Rochester line. But stepping ahead over the line is Prince and an offside. Or no, that was rather Cannoni and an offside whistle. Now there's 22 seconds to go in the Rochester penalty. And then the Amherst will have a shortened power play opportunity.
It'll be a 52-second power play for Rochester. 52 or 58, yeah, 52, and they will have a chance to see if they can continue with their pace. They 1-for-1 in the first period.
Puck pulled back in the zone. Now taken by Brennan. Slips it forward to Hodgson. Carried over the line by Foligno. Knocked away, but Hodgson up with it again. Drops it back on top for McNabb. Throws it down in the corner. Hodgson trying to bring it on in front as it gets tied up, and it's swept behind the net to the corner. Reversed off and behind again for Weirkosh. He turns to get away from Foligno. On ahead of the sideboards. The Amherst are back at full strength and on the power play. Long pass forward through everybody. Down around behind the Rochester net, and backward goes McNabb. As Rick said, 1-for-1. Now working on their second power play opportunity. 40 seconds remaining with the man advantage. Pass to the slot, moving in. Hodgson in the goal, drops it back with a puck knocked away. That's underneath. Polino gets up again. Hodgson with it, slips it in, but blocked away behind it by Bishop. Coming down the far corner, chased after by Greiba. His pass knocked down, is getting a skate on it. It was McNabb to keep it in. In the corner, hit by moving in. Rankin hit the post, and the puck comes around the near wing again. Pulled back at the right point for Brennan. On the left wing side. That's to Hodgson, trying to draw it out in front. A dribbler in the slot, but it's knocked down and cleared away and down ice. And oh, so close, Rick.
Definitely on the as they hit that one post. 3 seconds remaining on the power play for Rochester.
Now brought away as the Senators are at full strength. Up the right wing is Brennan over the line. Carries it in the corner, backhander in front, moving in. Flynn with a shot and a stick stop for Bishop. Here come the Senators, ahead on the right wing side. Pass in the slot, blocked away off the stick of Cowick, coming down the far corner. And Flynn bangs it around the near side, but at the left point, kept in by Weirkosh. Backpedaling out top, throws it off at the right point. Shot wide, comes down behind the net. Again around the near boards. From the point, Weirkosh with the shot. That went wide in the corner. After trying to golf it away is Girgensons McCann, a backhander into the chest. And Lesio covers up. He holds on for the face-off. 6:48 to go in the second. The Amherst holding on to a slim 3-2 lead.
Well, you talk about inches, and Evan Rankin would like to have an inch or two on this one here as he winds up just ranking it off there. You can see here working that puck down the corner. It comes out front, quick top shelf, because that's where you got to score on this guy. And he just like to have one more inch to the left, as he probably would have put that one in underneath inside the post.
It'll be Porter stepping in for the face-off for the Amherst. As the puck is dropped, goes to the corner, carried around behind the net by Biega. He's chased all the way behind by Hoffman. Throws it out on the near side. Mancari flips it down in the zone and dropped back at the point. Mancari overskates it. Turned away. Here's Silverberg and racing, trying to catch up as McNabb. Moving in, Silverberg shoots. He scores. Silverberg rips a high, hard one under the crossbar. That over the shoulder of Lesio, and this game again is even up.
Well, Silverberg steals this puck at the blue line. They play with it around that blue line. You've heard me talk about a danger zone, 5 feet in, 5 feet out of each blue line. Well, Silverberg steals this puck at just 5 foot inside the blue line. You can see him, he'll just come in, scoop it up, away he goes. It's a foot race with him and McNabb, but he just tees it up. He just slaps it top shelf. That went like a laser. That went with precision. That went in the net and tied this game.
Silverberg's team leading 10th goal of the season. So again, it's anybody's game. As the puck dumped in the Amherst zone, off in the corner, kept in by Stone, but taken away by McNabb. Behind the net to Biega. Head on the right wing side for Mancari. Banks it off the boards to center ice. That one popped up in the air, grabbed and taken by McNabb once again. Turns a long feed up the left wing side for Adam. Carrying forward is Porter over the line. Weaves his way along the blue line. Cycles it along the boards, but it's intercepted and carried away to center ice by Grant of the Senators. Backhander in. Stopped to the side of his net by Lesio. Shoots it behind around the other wing. Senators get a hold of it. Pass to the slot. Bouncing out to center ice, and it's carried forward now by Mancari. Works the right wing side over the line. Shot toward the net, but picked off, but the Senators have it back. Cleared around the right wing side for Stone. Begins to work it ahead to center ice to the red line and dumps it in. Turning back, Gauthier Leduc for the Amherst. He'll reverse it behind the net. Brennan in the corner. Long spin up the left wing side for Tarnowski. Trying to get away. As upended was the defenseman Eckford. And the puck shot ahead. Now to center ice, knocked away. The Amherst have it once again. Tarnowski turns forward. Off the left wing boards. Bangs it around behind the net. Knocked down by Bishop. And the puck's put off in the near corner. Tarnowski trying to pull it to the corner boards for Legault. That is Legault jamming away at it. And in behind the net, taken by Sunder. On the backboards, looking to draw it out in front. Sunder still has it. Turns it out in the slot, spin around, but swept off his stick as he went to shoot. And the news puck carried ahead to the blue line. Senator player, I think there was Prince, got tripped up and went down, but no call made. The Amherst might have gotten away with one there. Sunder down in the corner for Legault. Turns it back to the left point for Brennan. Moves in a step, takes a shot, but it's wide. Comes off the boards around the near side, getting over Tarnowski. To the backboards for Sunder. Turning along the near wing once again, throws it through the slot, but it's deflected ahead to center ice. Backboard, Gauthier Leduc, and on the far wing, through Brennan. It's tied up and the puck is dug out of skates, carried forward. Spinning off his Prince, turns around, throws it back to the left point for Weirkosh. Dumps it down the corner, and the pass picked off, and the Amherst will bring it away. Head to center ice up the left wing, Tarnowski. Dumps it in, turns to the bench. Amherst finish up a line change. Flynn after to the backboards, reaching in. Hodgson chasing after to the corner. As it's drawn to the point, over the line to center ice. Polino drops it back at his own blue line for Pesic. Off the right side, off the stick of Flynn around behind the net. And the race for the puck, and the Amherst get a hold of it. No ice, he comes out on top. Back of the left point, bouncing puck. Hops over the stick of Finley and out to center ice. Amherst step up, take it again. And shot ahead to the Rochester blue line. Pesic will turn it up the right wing boards. Tied the feet forward to Flynn, knocked down and recovered by the Senators in their own zone. We're down to 3:50 remaining in the second. Shots are now even at 22, and the score is even at 3. Backhand behind the Amherst net, turning back goes Finley. From behind his net, off of the corner, Pesic on the right wing side for Flynn. Drops it back for Finley, and Hedmanson on the left wing side for Hodson. Carries it in over the line as he's chased there by Cowick. Turns to the sideboards, helping out is Foligno. Bangs Cowick off the puck and comes up with it. He's tied up at the sideboards, but digs it loose. However, right back to the Senators' Jesselman, who brings it in to center ice. On the left wing, moving in. Return pass in front. They score on a give and go as it's fed back in front for Benoit. Able to slide it through the legs of Leggio. And now the Senators lead for the first time.
Well, it's a 2-on-1. Benoit passed the puck over, and you can see it here. Quick pass in the middle. Benoit goes. He takes it, gets it back on that cross pass, and just a backhander redirect through the 5-hole underneath Leggio, and it's in the back of the net. Now Binghamton has their first lead of the game, and it's a real nice play, pretty play to watch, but not if you're a Rochester American, as Benoit just accelerated to the net after he gave that puck away and got open for that cross pass.
So here in the second period, the Senators have outscored the Amherst 3-1. And up the right wing side, brought in over the line by Silverberg. Shot knocked down, loose puck recovered by the Amherst and carried up the left wing. Pass on the near boards for Rankin over the red line, dumps it in, chasing after it. Behind that, Bishop shoots all around the boards on the near side. And the right point kept in by Biega. That shot knocked down in front and is dug out by Weirkosh. On the near side, Hoffman up the left wing to the Rochester zone. Carries it on top of the slot, backhander back to her side. The puck pulled away, is upended, is McNabb taken down, but no call. And the puck down to the Binghamton blue line. Pulled in over the Rochester line, but still in the zone, Silverberg and an offside. Well, the Senators, having scored the last two, have now taken the lead. It's Binghamton on top, 4-3. This is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
At the Blue Cross Arena, the Rochester Americans find themselves down 4-3, and here's why. You got to pick up your man. You just can't let him go. And you can see here how Binghamton lets the puck go. They move it in the middle. Joe Finley can't catch Benoit. He's the one that gets away, and he's the one that scores the goal. You got to catch that man, and you can't let him back to your net.
Cleared up the wing, backhanded in. Had by Luke Adam and around behind the Binghamton net. Turned off in the corner. Big hit issued by Porter. As the puck in skates, pulled away by Adam to Porter. Return and feed in front. And Mancarius, he's hauled down. No penalty called. And the puck carried off ice by the Senators. In is DaCosta on the left wing side. Throws it through to the slot. Flipped away. And up with it once again, Porter. Center ice for Adam. Over the blue line. A drop pass, but that's deflected aside off the skate of Silverberg. Getting a hold of it, Brennan able to chip it around behind the net, but no help there for the Amherst. Able to be turned into center ice by Binghamton. Right forward up the left wing by Hoffman. He'll shoot it off the boards around behind the Amherst net. Back for it goes Brennan. As he's being chased, drops it in behind the net for Gauthier Leduc as he tangles up with Grant. And the puck's thrown away by the Senators. Hit the slot, shot in by Skov, but missed wide. At the left point, another shot. This one knocked down, and a shot coming from Eckford. In the corner boards, taking a play behind the net. Brennan in the far corner will dig it out. As he is watched closely from so high, went out to center ice. Knocked down by Greiba. And on the near boards, dropped back once again by Cannoni in front of his own net to Eckford. Up the wing for Greiba. Taken away by the Amherst. Reaching forward, Legault. On the left wing, moving in, shoots, and save. Rebound in front into the knees of Bishop, who holds on for the face-off. That last shot taken by Tarnowski. A minute 17 to go in the period, and the Amherst trailing by 1.
Well, that shot comes in left wing, but big Tarnowski is in front. Nick Tarnowski, 230 pounds, 6'2". He's standing there. You can see how they turn it around. Porter puts it up, coming down the left side. Legault gets in, down, takes the shot, rebound bounces. Tarnowski bangs away at it, but Bishop quickly covers it up. Tarnowski's not afraid to stick his nose in front of the net.
Face off coming to the right. Up Big Ben. Sunder now chased out, and stepping in is Tarnowski for the face-off. Puck pulled to the sideboards. Ben back at the left point. Long shot by Sunder, rather in front. Knocked down. Backhander by Legault. And swept aside. Carried to the corner. And cleared along the boards by Benoit to center ice. Back for it Finley, but knocked off his stick going to the corner. And back for it goes Pesic. Tying up in the corner. Drawn around behind the net. Picked off in the corner. Here's Finley. Turns it up the right side. Not to the point, but now kept in by Weirkosh. Long shot grab by Leggio. Holds on with the face-off down to 53 seconds remaining in the second period.
Well, it's nice when Leggio can see that puck all the way through as Weirkosh takes the shot from the left point. And Leggio's able to see that, glove that down, so the face-off will stay in the Rochester zone as both teams make changes here. As Hodgson comes out, sends Biega over to the boards.
Puck pulled back to the corner boards. It's drawn away. Hodgson sends it through the slot, ahead on the left wing side. Here's Flynn over the red line, dumps it in, chasing after it. We'll get to it first in the corner. Sweeps it behind the net to the near side. On the right wing boards, Foligno drops it back in the corner. After it in again on the near wing, but it's pulled away. Is unable to keep it in as Flynn, and it's dumped all the way down the Rochester zone. Back where it goes Biega. In the corner, turns it out on the near side once again for Flynn. He'll drop it back in the corner for Biega. Pass up the wing, but still not out. Flynn has it tied up in his skates. We're down to 15 seconds remaining here in the second period. Knocked down to the blue line, out over the line to center ice. Take it and shot in again. Wide of the Amerks net. Turning back toward McNabb in the corner. He'll then send a high one, or a hard one rather, out to center ice all the way down to the Binghamton blue line, and that's going to be it for the period. So unfortunately right there, Rick, it seemed like the Amerks had regained the lead and it looked like things were going well, but two quick goals by the Senators, and all of a sudden the Amerks find themselves trailing for the first time. It
definitely is, and it's one of those things that they just can't bury their head, and they've got a lot of hockey against this team in the next 5 games, and it's got to come out with this period.
Binghamton showing why they're so strong as they have won 11 of their last 13, and they're on their way to playing the Amerks side of this one. It is a 4-3 lead for the Senators after 2. This is the Amerks Broadcast Network.
We're back at the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester. The Moose having a little fun between periods, but the Amerks didn't enjoy that second period. Binghamton scores 3 times and takes a 4-3 lead. We're joined by the Amerks captain, Kevin Porter. Kevin, talk about that second period. The Binghamton team seemed to take advantage of any mistake you guys made.
Yeah, we had a couple turnovers there, and they capitalized on them. We got to get pucks deep instead of turning over in the neutral zone, and should be a better period for us.
Talk about playing this Binghamton team. They've been playing well up to this point. You can see them 3 times over the next 5 games. Talk about what this does for you guys, showing where you match up with them.
Well, they're a tough team to play against defensively. They're not giving us much, so like I said, we got to get pucks deep, and we're going to be playing them a lot coming up here. So definitely have to have a good third, and 2 points would be huge tonight.
Amerks score 1 time in that period. That came on your goal. We're going to show it. Tell us what happened on that play and how you got that goal that at the time gave the Amerks the lead.
Well, Mark Mancari made a nice play, caused a turnover. I curled up and hit me in the slot, and I just tried to put one on net. So.
Big kid in the nets for Binghamton, so there's not that much room to shoot at.
Yeah, you definitely got to pick your corners there, and they had a couple guys in front. Luke Adam was in front, so there's a screen a little bit, so it's good.
As the captain, you know this is a big game, getting you started in this 2-game stretch. What are you saying to the guys? What's going on as you head back to the ice for the third period?
Oh, well, we got to keep playing our game. We got to limit our turnovers and just work hard, get in the corners and get pucks out in front of the net and get in front of his eyes. And we're going to score a couple goals.
All right, we'll see what happens. Best of luck in the third.
All right, thank you.
All right, Kevin Porter got the goal in the second period for the Amerks. They're going to need at least 1 to get this one tied and 1 more to get a win in the third period. The Amerks trail 4-3. We'll be back with second period highlights on the Amerks Broadcast Network. Yeah, we're 40 minutes into hockey here in Rochester. The Amerks trailing Binghamton 4-3. The Amerks had jumped to a 2-0 lead in the first. Binghamton got one back. Then they got it even to start the second period. Amerks took the lead, and then bang, 3 straight goals by Binghamton. They're in front 4-3. To show you those goals, what happened in period number 2, let's go back upstairs to Don and Rick. Fellas?
All right, Mike, thank you very much. And Rick, you know, again, the Amerks don't have problems scoring goals. It's keeping them out of their own net that seems to be the problem.
Yeah, they had a little problem that period. They thought they were riding a nice little wave as they came out, but, you know, it's just the battling back. You know, at 4:43, Eckberg gets his 6th of the season. The drop pass by Dushinsky. Grant gets the other assist. This one's deflected in the net by Mark Mancari. But then at 9:10, Mancari finds Porter in the slot all alone, and it's top shelf, and they're back in top again. But a turnover at the blue line. Silverberg races down the ice, and a nice slap shot. He puts it underneath the crossbar. That seems to be the place to score tonight. And then a 2-on-1 as Benoit gets it from Pagot and Jessamine at 16:42, and that's how we ended up that period. And Rochester not doing so hot that one.
You know, we talked about all season long that Rochester should be very strong defensively, but it just seems, and I really don't want to point out any one particular area, but right now, defensively, it just isn't working for the team.
Well, they are struggling. Again, this team here that they're playing against is very well coached. Luke Richardson's doing a great job with them, and at the same time, his players are responding. He's got some good talent out there, some young talent that are doing well, and again, they're just playing well. They find a way to make it happen.
Mike, the Amherst are trailing for the first time in the game.
Yeah, they're down 4-3. Guys, before we let you get ready for the third period, we want to go over some news and notes from around the American Hockey League and get your thoughts on it. Let's talk about Keith O'Coin becoming the 11th player to reach that 800-point milestone, and the Amherst Hall of Fame class announced. Dane Jackson, the Amherst captain, back when they won a Calder Cup, and Rich Funke, longtime TV10 sports anchor and host, doing the role I'm doing right here for Amherst broadcast back when they were Calder Cup champs. Let's start with that 800-point milestone. And fellas, that's something a couple of Amherst guys have had their opportunity to do.
Yeah, certainly O'Coin. You know, there's, of course, no ties for Rochester except for he got probably half of those points against Rochester over the years. He has always been a thorn in the side of the Amherst, but a great accomplishment on his part. But you look at a couple of players, for example, Jody Gage and Dick Gamble, and have been with Rochester for quite a while. Look at Jody in third and Dick Gamble in fifth. And some of the other players, for example, Willie Marshall, he played a few games with the Amherst. In fact, you know Willie Marshall, don't you?
Well, Willie Marshall was managing a rink when I first came to Buffalo, and, you know, you always heard about the talent and the tenacity he had of being able to pick up points, and he does. So, I mean, that's a big milestone being on that list. And, you know, Jody Gage and Dick Gamble are going to be really proud of that. There aren't many people that are going to get on that list.
Yeah, and fellas, let's talk about the Hall of Fame and Dane Jackson getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, and what a leader he was for this team when he played for the Amherst back in the mid-90s.
Yeah, Mike, to me, is one of the all-time great captains. And you know what? There's been some fabulous captains of this team. For him and Jim Hofford, for example, Don Lever, Randy Cunneyworth. There's been some great captains, but Dane Jackson, to me, was one of the best.
Well, and also his influence still carries over to this team because, if I'm not mistaken, he's now a coach in university, and Joe Finley was one of his protégés.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah. And then, of course, Rich Funke. Mike, what else can you say? You probably know him as well as any of us.
Yeah.
This is my one chance here, Mike, to get back at Rich Funke. The first time I met him was at a golf tournament, and he was giving me shots from the microphone. So, you know, but I got to say, great man, great. He's done a great job, and nothing but kudos to him.
Yeah, well, come on, let's be honest. It's all of our goal just to take shots at you, Rick, when we get a chance. But let's say this. Rick has done such an outstanding job at Channel 10. Longtime sports anchor, covered so many Amherst games, hosted Amherst broadcast, and in fact, today at 6 o'clock was his final broadcast as a news anchor at Channel 10. We wish him the best.
You know, Mike, it was interesting to note up here in the press box at 6:30, everybody up here was gathered around the TV watching Rich Funke's final words at 6:30.
Yeah. I tell you, he is a Hall of Fame broadcaster, just inducted into the New York State Broadcasters Hall of Fame, and certainly well deserved, and now he'll be in the Amherst Hall of Fame along with Dane Jackson.
Another 40 or 50 years, we might be talking about Mike Catalana in that category.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see how that goes. When we come back, we're going to talk about what went on in that period and get you ready for period number 3. Amherst trailing it by a score of 4-3. We'll be right back. Back in Rochester, here are your stats through 2 periods. The biggest one up top, Binghamton leading at 4-3. Shots about even, same with hits. Amherst with the only power play goal and have had more chances than Binghamton so far. Let's bring Ric Seiling back in. And Rick, you know, we see the results. You just showed the highlights of how the puck gets in the net, but sometimes it's those little things that make such a difference getting a team to get the puck into the net.
Well, definitely, Mike. And, you know, turnovers and winning the battles are important. I think that last goal that they scored, the 2-on-1, it resulted back at the hash mark in the zone, actually in the Binghamton zone. A battle along the boards was lost to Binghamton. They turned it into a 2-on-1 break and then eventually into a goal. You know, the other goal by Silverberg, a turnover at the blue line, the danger zone. I've been saying here for years, you know, there's 5 feet inside, 5 feet outside of both blue lines. No matter which way you're going, you can cause a turnover in that area. It's dangerous because your team has momentum going one way, and all of a sudden the team goes back the other way. The guys in front don't see it, and that's what happened on the semi-breakaway by Silverberg that resulted in his goal.
As we get ready for the third period, you talked before about the Amerks needing to be in that attack mode. If you don't do that against Binghamton, they're going to take advantage of it. Did you not see that in the second period, and what do you think we'll see in the third?
I don't think I saw it as much as I saw it in the first period. And again, that attack mode includes those battles. I think the battles were the big things that they lost, and that's what caused them to be in the situation they are in right now. Winning those battles, you have to be in the attack mode. You have to be going after them, chase them down, and you got to just out-battle them everywhere, every spot that you can.
All right, we'll see if they get it done in the third period. When we come back, we're going to have the face-off to start the third. This is a big game and a big night for the Amerks, the first of 2 in a row against Binghamton. They trail it going into the third. We're going to be back with the face-off right after this on the Amerks Broadcast Network.
4-3 lead for the Senators over the Amerks after 2 periods of play. And, you know, Rick, you look at these two teams, and they both have some very offensive-minded defensemen. For example, the Binghamton Senators, their second and third leading scorers are Benoit and Weirkosh, 16 and 14 points. The Amerks' second leading scorer is Brennan with 21, and seventh is McNabb with 13. So both are doing very well.
Yeah, both sides are. I mean, the offensive defenseman is not, you know, that used to be one guy on the team was like that. Now every team has 2, 3, or 4 of them up there that you have to be concerned with jumping up with a play, having a great shot, and being in attack mode all the time.
Awaiting the face-off for the start of the third period as the Amerks are outscored in the second 3-1, and really need to get another goal. First of all, of course, need to not give up any more goals, but come up with another goal or two of their own here in the third period to get back into this game. Right now, the Amerks have taken the lead in shots, 25-24. Binghamton does give up a lot of shots this season. In fact, they are last overall in the league as far as shots against are concerned this year, as they have been averaging 35.8 shots against per game. That's the most shots allowed in per game average in the league.
Now, again, they like to. It's not like Denny Hamel's over there anymore, is it, though?
No. Here we go now in the third period. As the puck got away, it's kept in the Rochester zone, off in the corner. Centering pass in down goal, locked away. There's Leggio down to the ice, and it's tipped wide. Comes off with the boards and back at the right point. The Amerks dodge a bullet once again. In behind the net for Grant, spins it in front, but Porter, and then he ran into his own man. Out top, Weirkosh on the left wing side. Feed on the give and go, right across the goal mouth. Out the near side, getting hold of it is Adam, able to bang it away and down ice. And a race for it. This will be an icing call, but right off the hop here, half a minute gone. The Amerks give up 2 or 3 scoring opportunities.
Oh, they're all around Leggio. Turnovers of the puck. Viega's first one to turn it over goes to, I don't know if it got stuck in some water over there, but he went to turn and move it up, and he backed up, and the puck stopped. That was the first turnover of the period, and it just changed right from there as Binghamton had 2 or 3 more after that takeaways.
Puck pulled back at the point here. He is kept in along the sideboards by Hoffman. Dishing it down the corner for DaCosta. Return pass to Hoffman. He's bumped in the corner. DaCosta trying to send it in behind. As they get tied around, Hoffman up with it. As he chases behind the net, throws it out in front, and it's poked wide and in behind. Silverberg never got a shot away. Drawn back at the left point, kept in. Placed to the right side. Eckford with a shot. A stick stop for Leggio. And the rebound pulled away by the Amerks. Off the right side to center ice. Man carry over the red line. Shoots it in on goal. Line change for the Amerks. It'll be the Hodgson line with Flynn and Foligno. Long pass forward to center ice. That's knocked down and recovered by Foligno. As he checks back inside of his own blue line, he'll play it away up the right wing for Flynn. Brings it in over the blue line. Dumped it into the near corner after Foligno. Poked along the sideboards. Knocked down, and it's over the line and down ice. So backward goes Brennan. All the way down around behind his own net. 1 minute and a half gone here in the third. Brennan spins and throws it up the near wing for Gauthier Leduc. Ahead on the left wing side for Foligno. Couldn't clear it down ice. It's taken away and dumped in behind the Amerks again. Backward Brennan being chased out from behind. Gets away from Jesselman. Brings it to center ice and a pass along the right wing side for Flynn. Return pass moving in. Brennan with a backhander and a pad save for Bishop. It is Brennan back at the point. Gauthier Leduc to the left side for Foligno. His dribbler of a pass knocked down and cleared ahead to center ice. Pajot up the left wing. Takes a shot. That's on the shoulder of Leggio. Grabs it, holds on for the face-off. 2 minutes gone here in the third. And it's Binghamton on top 4-3.
Well, we talked about offensive defensemen and always on the attack as Brennan takes the opportunity here. You can see him passing it down, jumps through to the net, looking for that give and go, just like Benoit got his goal. Backhand off the side of the net, but that's why your defensemen have so many defensemen with high points nowadays. It's that kind of attack, that mentality that does it.
Puck pulled to the corner. Pesic fans on it, can't clear. Still in skates in the corner. Finley tied up in the backboard. As he's watched there, turns to get away from Prince, and now begins to work it on the right wing side to center ice. To the red line, shoots it in. Round behind the Binghamton net. Bishop stops it. That's knocked off his stick. Rankin trying to gain control back at the right point, kept in by Pesic. On the sideboard, Veroni weaves his way out top, takes a shot, and on his knees, Bishop and has it, holds on for the faceoff. 17:31 to go. Now the clock actually still ticking down. Clock still running.
I don't know what's going on.
It should be 17:33, and we're down to 17:20 right now.
Well, they keep that puck down in. They work their way around. A quick shot to the net. You can see Evan Rankin setting up in front. He just can't get in front of the goalie to screen him. He sees it all the way, Bishop. And
all right, the ref finally spotted the clock is still running.
Now we're down to 17:08 now.
That counted 25 seconds off. Again, it should be about 17:33. And right now it says 17:08. Amherst tomorrow will meet Binghamton at the Broome County Arena in Binghamton tomorrow night. And is back home on home ice the day after Christmas. That, of course, is Boxing Day, if you will. The 26th here at the Blue Cross Arena, as the Amherst will be hosting the Lake Erie Monsters. And that'll be followed by the game in a week from tonight, next Friday night, to be played at the First Niagara Center in Buffalo, also against Lake Erie. And then the game after that is the next day, right back here against the Binghamton Senators.
That'll be a good game in Buffalo on the 28th, and looking forward to doing the call from there in the press box.
It's always fun to go there. I love going there. Chipped along the glass up into the stands and out, and off of a Rochester player, evidently, so the face-off coming out of the zone.
Yeah, they're saying it did, so the face-off will come outside the Binghamton zone, blue line on the far side by the penalty box.
In for the draw, Veroni against Cannoni. That's right. Puck is dropped. That pulled down in the zone where it's taken again. The Senators have it from the draw. On ahead up the left wing side and dumped in off the stick of Schneider. Falling down in the corner. There's Pesic and the puck in behind the Rochester net. Pulled off the backboards by Prince. On the left wing side, giving it off to Cannoni. Spinning there, trying to turn away from Veroni. On the right wing side, it is Prince on the half board. Shovels it down into the corner. They tie up Veroni. Cycles it around on the far side for Rankin. That pulled away from him. Spun to the slot and picked up and carried away by Veroni. Works his way over the blue line to center ice. Throws it to the right wing side for Rankin. Turns, fires it in. The Amherst make a line change. Coming out on the ice now will be the line with Tarnowski, Sunder, and Legault. And the puck dumped all the way down. This will be an icing call. 16:55 to go. Here in the third period, the Amherst are trailing in this one 4-3. And again, the Amherst will be at the First Niagara Center next Friday night as they'll take on the Lake Erie Monsters. That is at the First Niagara Center. And don't forget that if you want the best available tickets, I would advise you to get your tickets right away. Ticket sales going very well in Buffalo.
Yes, they are. They're going very well, and looking for an excellent crowd out there that night. Make lots of noise. Bring some signs down.
Shot around behind the net on the near side. Tipped along the wall out to center ice. Brought back in the Amherst zone where it's recovered by Biega. Feeds forward to Sunder over the red line. Drives it in over the line, chasing after in the corner. Shot off the side boards, taken by Legault wide. At the left point, kept in by McNabb, and a shot from there is deflected up out of play. That off of a Binghamton player, so the face-off will be deep in the Binghamton zone.
Now 16:36 remaining in this period. The clock is ticking. They trail by one. They know it's a scramble for them to get some goals, and they've got to execute flawlessly. Because this, I'm going to tell you, that Ben Bishop is a stud when it comes to being in net, and he really knows how to block that door when it gets tight.
Came over in that big trade last year from St. Louis. Last year, Binghamton saw 3 games. Peoria saw 38 games. Led the American Hockey League last year with 6 shutouts, and he was an all-star selection. Pockets in the corner to Bishop's right. Round behind the net, Tarnowski. Wraparound attempt. Let's stop the loose puck in front. Is cleared up into the stands out of play. That is cleared out. Is it going to be a penalty?
It's a penalty. Going to the box are going to be Drzezinski. He's going to get 2 minutes here. You're going to see this puck come around behind as they move that work it around. Tarnowski gets it there, and he recovers it through the feet and then out the other side. Tries to wrap around, but then another shot, and then quickly Drzezinski just backhand to the glass, but the glass wasn't quite that tall, and he's going to get 2 minutes, and we're going to see the third power play opportunity for Rochester. They're 1 for 2 so far tonight.
The draw out top of the slot for McNabb. as he moves to his left. Now throws it back at the right point to Brennan. On the left wing, half boards for Hodgson. Feed to the slot, picked off. That's dumped away and down ice. So Hodgson didn't get enough of the pass as it was in right onto the stick of Howick, who cleared it the length of the ice. In behind, carried away by McNabb. Works the right side and out to center ice, continuing forward. Brennan on the right wing, chipped down into the corner by Rankin, chasing after it. Helping out is Hodgson as it poked in the corner boards by Foligno. Dumped around behind the net, out on the near side, down from the left point, McNabb. Drops it off in the corner, back at the point. We're getting a hold of once again Foligno to the right side for Brennan. Top of the slot for McNabb. Wants to shoot, but no lane. Here's Brennan with a one-timer into the knees of goaltender Bishop, who covers up and holds on for the face-off.
Brennan way out. He's down by the hash mark. Not a good percentage shot there, as my favorite shooting position for a one-timer. But we know how he can do it as he sets up to McNabb, and he starts to drop. McNabb fakes it, tries to freeze him, then down, but Brennan's right at the hash mark and easily coming across his goaltender Bishop, and he's able to shut that door.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to be much lower than about the top of the face-off circle, do you?
Brennan's got to be at the top of the circle to be the most effective because he's got such a great shot.
Cleared along the boards, along the near wing, knocked down by Mancari to keep it in. Dribbles through in front of the net, but taken away by Benoit, who bangs it away to the blue line. Cleared the rest of the way down by Stone, and that's stopped by Leggio. Back for go the Amerks. Carried by Gauthier Leduc around out the right side. The rookie defenseman. Pass on the right wing side, continuing forward. Veroni over the line, weaves his way through. Shoots it off the left wing side, around behind the net. Porter getting a hold of it. Dumps it in behind after Veroni. In the near corner. Turns it along the left wing side, drawing it back at the point. Kicked dead by Mancari to keep it in. But up with it is Greiba. Gets a hold of it and shoots it all the way down ice. Back go the Amerks. Half a minute to go in the power play. From behind the net. This will be brought away by Gauthier Leduc. Pass on the left wing side to Mancari. Gets slowed up and spins around to the blue line. Now enters the zone on the near boards. Has it at the point area. Gauthier Leduc trying to keep it in the zone, but now it's pushed away over the line to center ice. Amerks recover it. Veroni pulls it over the red line, up to the blue line. Works wide on the left wing side, over the line. Feeds it to the slot, moving in McNabb. Can't get a shot away. Back at the point. Taken by Veroni. On the left wing board, feed through the back door side. Out in front of the goal. A deflection on net by Tarnowski, blocked away and dumped all the way down ice on goal. As the penalty is expired, Leggio has to cover up and hold on for the face-off. 14:09 to go in the third. It's still the Senators leading by 1, 4-3.
Great pass to the back door into the corner, and then right on the stick of Tarnowski out in front, but Veroni throws it back. Tarnowski out in front. The penalty killer has to leave Tarnowski. He has a split second before Greiba can get to him, and he gets that deflection in on Bishop, but Bishop has that lower section quartered off on him.
Back at the left point, kept in. Long shot, tipped just wide. That comes out of the near boards, and still kept in the Rochester zone by the Senators. Spun off the near side. Stone has tied up brothers Prince in the corner. Amerks will dig it loose, and now Hodgson will give it off to Brennan, who retreats behind his net. Into the near corner, T.J. Brennan with a long pass ahead of the slot for McNabb. Through the red line, blocked away, but continuing on, Foligno over the blue line. Backhander in the slot, knocked down. Brennan up with it. Turns it back at the right point to keep it in. Chips it along the sideboards for Flynn. Into the slot for Hodgson. Drawn off his stick. And ahead to center ice comes Canoni. For the Senators, dumps it the rest of the way down. Back go the Amerks, round behind his net. Brennan. Out the right side. Headman's it down for Hodgson. To the red line, to the blue line. Top of the slot, moving in, takes his shot off the right elbow of Bishop coming down in the corner. Blocked to the corner once again, and then behind the net, Foligno reaching in. Drawn away on the near side, and up ice comes DaCosta. He'll give it off to Clayson, who joins the rush. Back to the left wing side, moving out in front, loose puck. Oh, diving save! What a save by Leggio! Dives back into the goal crease. He robs the shot from DaCosta.
I'm going to have DaCosta's going to have nightmares after that one.
What a save, as the Amerks are still trailing by just one goal thanks to Dave Leggio. 4-3 for the Sens. This is the Amerks Broadcast Network.
At the Blue Cross Arena, the Rochester Americans trail the Binghamton Senators by 4-3. It could have been 5-3, but a little guy from Williamsville, New York, comes up with the save of the night, and he keeps them on the board as David Leggio robs DaCosta, and the face-off now will be to his left.
You say the save of the night. I'm not sure that might not be the save of the season. Oh, that was a great diving save by Leggio. Now let's see if the Amherst can build on that one, as they need to get a goal to get back in this game. 13 minutes to go in the third period. Flipped ahead, knocked down by Porter, drops it back. Porter retreats behind his net, doubles it off on the far side to Mancari as he's turned back trying to get away. In behind the net, off on the near side for Finley. Up the left wing, brings it forward. Long pass, but hits a stick. Makes it to Mancari, then is able to flip it in over the line the rest of the way, but not deep in the corner. Blocked to the sideboards, back at the point, kept in again by Adam. And Carey helping out, and Adam has it, top of the slot. Carries it through along the blue line, on the near side, wrist shot, grabbed and held on to by Bishop for the face-off. Good hard work to keep the puck in the zone, but it was a wide open save right there for Bishop.
Well, definitely 2 or 3 times the referee stopped the puck from going in or going out, but Adam pulls that puck down just inside the blue line and then works his way across. You can see the referee in the way. Now he goes across, gets around one, gets down. He knows he's running out of real estate. He's got to do something. He knows someone's at the net. Kevin Porter was there, so he just puts it to the net, hoping something can happen.
Right, just looking on the video board overhead, they said happy 90th birthday to a fan in attendance. Shot from Mancari off the noggin of Bishop, who dropped to the ice. That one caught him up high. It looks like he's all right as he rolls over and starts to get up, but caught him right off the top of the mask.
Anytime Mark Mancari lets a shot go, you know it's going to hurt something or someone if you get in the way. And this draws one back cleanly, and he's being the offside winger. What they do is they switch the wingers. The right shot goes to the left side, the left to the right. Mark Mancari, the right shot just comes off the back of the circle, and he fires a wrister that goes right off the noggin of Bishop. Ben Bishop ends up taking out the noggin, deflects in the corner. He goes down and gets the whistle.
Porter now will step in for the face-off. 12:24 to go in the third. The Amherst need a goal to get back in this one. Porter against Grant for the face-off. As the puck is dropped, kicked to the corner, chased after by Adam. Sends it around behind the net, off in the far corner. Porter racing after it. Runs into Canodi in the corner, and the puck pulled on the sideboards is ahead to center ice. Back for it go the Amherst, turning after it. Brennan off the left wing for Gaudier Leduc. His pass off a stick, pops up in the air. That'll come down at the Binghamton blue line. The Sens back for it. Getting hold of it, Weirkosh. Through in front of his net to the near side for Greiba. Back on the far boards, but that's intercepted. The Amherst take it away, but in turn, take it right back now by Binghamton. Brought in by Grant on the left wing. Takes a shot. Heads off the left leg of Legiu off the near side. Into the corner and dumped behind the net for Brennan. They'll then play it off in the corner for Gauthier Leduc. As he's bumped, sends it up the left wing boards for Porter. Cross wing pass to the far wing, continuing forward is Brennan. Turns it in over the Binghamton blue line. Swept off the end of his stick and around behind the net. Loose on the backboards and cleared along the near wing by Clayson. Out the center ice. Here comes Pajot, one-on-one. The man back is Biega. Pajot turns off on the sideboard, throws it through at the near point. Moving in, Benoit with a shot. Let's knock down the slot, but the Amherst can't clear it. Still kept in top of the slot. Jessamine backhands it through into the far corner. Turning after it, there is Pajot, bumped by Brennan. And it's carried off the corner boards. Shot in Pajot into the pads of Leggio, covers up and holds on. And we're going to see a penalty coming up here. Hooking call.
Hooking call is going to be going against, I think it's going to be Veroni. As he works his way to the bench, I think he got caught coming out of the corner and got on the wrong side. As they, coming off that side, the Jetsman just dumps it into the corner, going in for it. He can't get to it, coming in now, walking right out with it, Pajot, and he takes that shot. And I'm not 100% sure where the penalty came in, as Veroni ends up almost taking a skate in the face. But he's in the box, and we'll see the third power play opportunity for the Binghamton Senators.
So the face-off coming to the right of Leggio. Puck drop, pulled back in the left point, kept in. And on the sideboards again. Long shot, missed the net, comes out the near side. Backhander as they pound it to the net. Backhanded from behind the net, in on goal by Weirkosh. That off of Leggio, back inside the post on the short side. And now it's a 5-3 lead with a power play goal.
Now this initial puck was on the side of the net and got tried to put it in one time, and it went to the back boards, near the back boards, and just a little pop forward. It goes off the back, but a shot from the left point hits the side of the post, comes back out, and the second time Weirkosh bangs it back out, and he puts it off the arm, I think, of Leggio, and into the back of the net. Now Rochester finds him in a real bind with 11:02. A power play goal makes it 5-3 for the Binghamton over Rochester. 11
minutes to go in this one, and now time will become a factor very rapidly. Brought forward by Binghamton and off on the left wing side. Getting a hold of it, Schneider dumps it in. Hammers turn back for it. As Biega slips it behind his net, McNabb pass in front. Hodgson plays it up the wall for Flynn. Turns back in the corner, tied up along with Prince of the Senators. That is in skates and pulled around behind the net. On the backboards and on the far side, Flynn looking to dig it loose. Able to slide it along and out over the line to center ice. Recovered again, dumped in by the Senators, and back for it goes Biega in the corner for the Hammers. Up the right side, carried forward out over the line to center ice. And slipped in over the line by Hodgson, chased after in the corner. The Hammers now trailing 5-3. Shot around the boards behind the Binghamton net out the near side. Ahead up the right wing is Prince, enters the Hammers zone, weaving his way in front. And the pass picked off and carried away by the Hammers. Turning up the right wing once again, here comes Hodgson. Pass on the left wing side, moving in, Brennan shoots, he scores! And up into the crossbar, back out, goal light never went on, referee saw it, obviously a goal, the Hammers are on the board to make it 5-4.
Well, Brennan comes down that left wing side, as he makes no mistake, gets his 11th goal of the season, putting it upstairs, over the short side, over the blocker, it's in and out so fast, blew my, that he gets this pass coming across. Quick pass coming, gets right by the face-off dot, up over. You can see the water bottle goes and moves. I don't know what the goal judge was looking for, but that was plain as day. Referee was right in the right spot, but T.J. Brennan brings Rochester back within one, 5-4, just under 10 minutes remaining in this period.
All right, we'll see if the Hammers can climb back into this one. It's not exactly a goaltending duel at the moment. As the puck now is brought away up the right wing side to center ice. By Eckford, dumps it in, leaping in the air to haul it down as Brennan flips it in the air, not up into the player bench and out of play. Fortunately, it was in the player bench. So now it's a one-goal game once again as the Hammers are trailing by one. 9:45 to go in the third. Senators 5, Hammers 4. This is the Hammers Broadcast Network.
Rochester Amherst trailing 5-4. They've come from behind 2 times so far this year when trailing in the third. 2 wild ones, 8-7 over Hershey, and they just had that 7-6 win at Lake Erie. They're trying to win another wild one tonight.
Yes, it is turning out to be a wild one. The Hammers have just scored to climb back to within a goal against a very defensively stingy team. As that goal goes to Brennan with the assist going to Hodgson and McNabb, and the puck is dumped down deep in the Binghamton zone. And for T.J. Brennan, his team leading 11th goal of the season. On the way down to the blue line, Brennan knocks it down, backhander, it comes down deep in the corner. But it was out of the zone. Hammers have to clear the zone and do, and it's carried away by the Senators. Place it up the left wing side on the center way, stepping up to intercept. Carried forward over the line by Legault. Breaking in, backhander, up the other side, and they score! Sunder trailing the play, finishes it off. That would be his first professional goal for Kevin Sunder as the Hammers have come back and tied this one at 5.
Sunder, well, here's the whole thing. Legault works his puck from the right side to the left side, and then he gets down. He's running out of real estate near the goal line, throws it towards the net. The rebound saved there by Bishop. Rebound comes right out in front, and who's there coming through 3 white sweaters is Sunder, and he gets his first goal, banging it in, paying the price right down the middle, takes out 3 players, and he ends up putting Rochester back at even 5-5 with 9:10 remaining.
And again for Sunder, that's his first professional goal, as a timeout has been called here by the Binghamton Senators. So Rochester has battled back after trailing 5-3 and has evened this game up at 5.
We're going to run out of scoring room on these sheets to keep going. We've got 10 goals here so far tonight. It's his first goal of the season.
So Sunder gets the goal. And assist, of course, Legault is the one who created the opportunity.
That's 49 seconds after Brennan's goal.
You know, back in the first period, the Hammers scored 2 goals, 28 seconds apart. And these 2 are 49 seconds apart, as Rick just said. So they're scoring them in bundles tonight.
Well, Legault did a lot of work there to get that puck around and get it to the net.
Hammers leading in shots, 36-32. Pass forward, off the stick of Verone the rest of the way now. Bishop stops it behind the net. Shot around the boards on the far wing. That's in skates at the corner. Drawn away ahead to center ice and up the near wing. Brought forward by Benoit. Enters the Amerks run up the right wing. Takes the shot off the stick of Leggio out the other side. At the left point, a shot in by Weirkosh. That tipped around behind the Rochester net. Again, it's a shooting gallery as the puck comes out top and kept in. On the near boards, carried down by Weirkosh. Cycling her back at the point. Stone to the other side. Benoit, long shot. That one wide. The puck comes down behind the net with the whistle to stop play because the net has been knocked off its pins.
Well, there's a lot of pressure here now on both teams. And both teams have been trailing each other and battled back, and nobody wants to give up anything. They realize this last 8 minutes and 35 seconds could set the tempo for the next one. And there's two more coming up very soon for these two teams against each other.
Heck, with defense, just start firing the puck from everywhere, huh? Puck is dropped, pulled out on the near side. McNabb up the left wing, a feed forward to Porter. By the split, the knee is taken down, and a penalty coming up, a holding call against Binghamton.
Now now this power play opportunity for Rochester. They've had their 1 for 3 so far. As we're going to see Greiba go to the box. He's going to 2 minutes for holding here. Faceoff's going to be coming down to the left of Ben Bishop. But jumping through a pass up the middle, going through, you just can't reach through like that with a stick, as if they have to pull Porter down, or he might be off to the races.
The Amerks on the power play. They have scored one with the man advantage so far. Each team has one power play goal on the night. Turned up the left wing side by McNabb, then picked off his stick. Pajot able to play it back. Rolls all the way down in front of the net. Taken away by the Senators. Shot high in the air and down ice. So the Amerks back for it. Leggio keeps it around behind. Now remember, Binghamton leads the league. They have 8 shorthanded goals this season. That's an incredible number through just 23 games. They have 8 shorthanders. It's carried up ice by Foligno. The red line over the blue line, top of the slot, knocked away, but it's a back dribble toward the net by Hodgson. He broke his stick in half. That comes on top. Amerks reaching for it. Couldn't keep it in. Now it's out to center ice and chased down by McNabb. Up with the McNabb, feeds forward to Foligno. Wide on the right side, tried to dump it in, but that's picked off and shot down the Rochester zone. Back for it go the Amerks. Down to 1:07 remaining in the power play. In behind the net, McNabb out the right side will bring it away. Braden McNabb has an assist in the game. Up to the red line, pass it on the right side. They get slowed up at the blue line, and it's in over the line and an offside whistle. 7:24 to go in the third period. We are even at 5.
Well, Legault getting the only assist on Sunder's first goal of the year, first professional goal, as Rochester tries to make this power play work out here. 57 seconds remaining as the power play unit for Rochester coming in here tonight is the 5th best in the AHL, 20.2%. And the penalty killing unit on the other side coming in tonight is the 2nd best penalty killing unit. They've killed off over 90% of all their penalties, and Rochester's already got a power play goal against them. So, and as Don said, they have the most shorthanded goals in the AHL, and that is 8 compared to Rochester's 4. And that's 8, and that's only their 24th game.
Yeah. Can you believe that? What a number that is, huh?
That is a whopping awesome percentage. Tonight's attendance, 5,299. We couldn't get one more person in the door to make it 5,300 even. Come on.
They didn't count you, Rick. You know what? There's over 5,300. They didn't count you and I.
I had to sneak in.
Yeah. Little ice problem at center ice. 7:24 to go in the third period. Right now, the Amerks 37 shots, the Senators with 35. So we've had a total of 72 shots in this game, Rick.
Yeah, it's a shooting gallery out here, and these goalies are going to go home. What's his name from the slap shot?
Puck is dropped center ice, stepping up on it. Taken by Mancari. Drops it back. Gauthier-Leduc. Being chased by Grant. Pass forward, but right out of the reach of Baroni. Long shot down ice. Just missed the lower corner. Ends up behind. Gauthier-Leduc will slide it out the near wing, and the Amerks begin to work up ice. Ahead with it, Luke Adam. On the right wing side, Porter draws it in over the blue line. And he runs into Eckford. Puck in the corner boards, reaching in Porter. And helping out is Adam as the puck is pulled around behind the net. Senators have it, and it's a long shot down ice. Skips wide of the net, back toward goes Mancari. Down behind his net out the right side, brings it away. 20 seconds to go with the man advantage. Back to Adam. It's slowed up in the blue line. Now enters the zone. In on the right wing boards. Drops it back at the point where it's kept in. To the left side. Down on the sideboards for Mancari. Takes a look out in front. Mancari still with it. Pass to the slot. Picked off. That's dumped away and down ice. And now the penalty will expire.
I don't know Mark Mancari is passing to. They're trying to put it to a guy in the middle, but put it right on the stick of the Binghamton player. So I've seen that happen a couple times tonight.
Well, I think they're trying to fake that pass through the backdoor side and pick the guy right in front between the circles. A pass in the slot. Moving in. Backhander over top of the net by Canoni, and the puck pulled out the near wing. Foligno drops it back in the corner. Gauthier Leduc behind his net to the other side. Carried by Pesic and up the right wing. That sneaks through to center ice. Recovered by the Senators. 6 minutes to go in the third period. Even at 5 apiece. And the puck carried along the near wing is out to center ice. Knocked away, taken down by Flynn. Turns it in on the left wing side. On the near boards, carrying it to the corner. He's tied up by Clayson. Puck around behind the Binghamton net. Reaching in, Flynn steals it. Out in front for Hodgson. Had his stick tied up and couldn't get much of a shot away. Turned in to center ice up the right wing. Here's Schneider. Drops it back. Moving in, Prince. Backhander across the goal mouth on the other side. Carried away by Hodgson. We go end to end. Ahead on the left wing side. Pesic brings it in. Takes a shot, but it's way wide. Down the far boards at the point and out to center ice. To recover it, Foligno drops it back in his own zone. The Amherst will make a change. Carried away by Biega up the right side. That one blocked away, and the Senators recovering the puck. He'll dump it in the Rochester zone. Knocked down by Biega. Flips it ahead. Over the line out to center ice. Amherst come away with it. Tripped up. Having his leg pulled out from underneath him is Tarnowski. As DaCosta came in with a hip check. And Tarnowski, man, a veteran plays. Not taking the penalty, but could have. So as we have a stoppage here, 5:07 to go in the third. It's all even at 5. This is the Amex Podcast Network. They're dressed to the nines here at the Blue Cross Arena tonight. All the festive sweaters and Zuba's pants also in the house. And don't forget the next couple of games coming up on TV beginning tomorrow night from Binghamton. And then next Friday, that'll be the 28th, as the Amex in Buffalo, the first Niagara Center will also be televised. Rick and Mike and I will be there for that game. That'll be next Friday night from Buffalo. That shot down ice, icing call, bringing the face-off back in the Amherst zone.
You see that guy had a beard like you used to have.
Yeah.
You look much better without the beard, I got to say that.
Yeah. You know, everybody says that.
You know, I'm sure you don't get as many job offers in the winter either.
Not at all.
That old Santa red suit put in the closet.
You know, I didn't have a good enough beard to be a Santa anyway. Face-off coming to the right of Leggio. Actually, you know what? You have to have hair on top of your head also to be a Santa.
That's why he wears a hat.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. Never thought about that. Drawn away by the Amex. Out to center ice up the left wing for Tarnowski. To the blue line. Flips it in. That way coming down behind the net. Benoit, he'll shoot it around, or make that goaltender Bishop shoots it around the boards. And the puck dumped all the way down the Amex zone, getting a hold of it in the corner and fanning on a centering pass. It's in behind the net, trying to slip it out in front. Grant, a pass in on goal. But behind the net, around out the other side. That was Hoffman, and now behind the net. And it's intercepted by McNabb as he's tied up by Hoffman, but turns away. In behind the net, fanned on his pass, gets it again. Kicks it along the boards, but not out. Hopped over the stick of Tarnowski. Now the Amex have it and bring it ahead. Sunder up the right wing side for Legault, but chipped away from him. Back in the Rochester zone, Silverberg on the left wing will drop it off. DaCosta with a shot, getting a piece of it. Is Leggio to tip it up over top of the glass and on a play. 4:11 to go in the third, and we're even at 5.
Well, there's a perfect example of knowing what's going on the ice. McNabb was heading to the bench. They were making a whole full change, and Binghamton ends up getting the puck over by the penalty box. That was almost a two-man breakaway. McNabb gets over there, stops Silverberg from going to the net, and he dropped past it to Costa, who takes a shot, and then off the shaft of Leggio's stick and over the glass.
Ronnie for the face-off. As the puck is dropped, right in front of the Rochester net, goes to the corner. Brennan will dig it out. Sends it along the glass, ahead to center ice, Rankin up the right wing to the red line, and he'll shoot it down, chasing after it. Ian Greiba in a foot race for the puck, and it's in behind the Binghamton net. Pulled off the backboards by Girgensons. Back at the right point, kept in. Gauthier Leduc with a shot, but a dribbler off the heel of his stick. He actually broke his stick in half, and it ends up in the near corner. On the left wing side, as they reach in for the puck, comes loose on the near boards and pulled away, but standing on it is Cowie. It's kept in, top of the slot. Flipped toward the net by Brennan, knocked down. Spinning around, Brennan with a shot, but jammed off a leg wide. Girgensson gets a hold of it, able to spin it off with the backboards, and Veroni with 3.5 minutes to go in the third. Out in front, the shot wide, a penalty coming up as Rankin is dumped in front of the net. A tripping call, and Jessup will head to the penalty box.
Now Rankin had 2 or 3 chances. but he knows where to stand out there to get those chances. As he ends up getting this pass, he goes to the backhand, just slides it past, but as he does so, Jessamine reaches in and just chops him right on the leg, just chopped him right on the side of the leg. Wasn't even a hook or a trip where he'd pull the leg out. He just axed him viciously down the outside. He went down and the puck went wide. Now we've got a power play with 3:27 remaining. It's a chance for Rochester to get the lead here on a power play.
Back at the left point, McNabb with a shot. Toe save for Bishop. And the puck comes down the corner and then it's cleared away and down ice and back for it goes McNabb. Down to 3:18 to go in the third. Down behind the net, the Amerks have outscored the Senators here in the third period, 2-1. As the lead has changed hands a couple of times, carried up the left wing side by Hodgson, gets floated up at the blue line. Hammers clear the zone, the Senators have it. Now it's shot all the way down. And back for it goes Rochester. Brennan around behind his net. He'll drop it off for McNabb. Being chased by Jerzynski. McNabb up the left wing boards for Foligno. Pass cross Rankin to the far side. Carried it over the line, but got away from Rankin. The puck is flipped high in the air and all the way down ice again. Grabbed by Leggio. And behind him is net placed away from Grant again, who leads the league in shorthanded goals. Far away by Brennan, working his way up ice. Gains speed and on the right side. Dumps it deep in the corner. Chased after by Porter. In the corner, reaching in, helping out is Adam. Puck behind the net comes to the near side. Ripped away and down ice.
This is where Rochester's having some trouble. They can't get set up in the Binghamton zone. They need to get this puck set up and start moving it around, make the penalty killers move.
47 seconds to go with the man advantage. That pass off a leg, deflected away and dumped down again. Hammer's getting absolutely nowhere with the man advantage here. Carried by Gauthier-Leduc from behind his net. 2 minutes to go in regulation. Head to center ice. Gauthier-Leduc to the red line. Dumps it deep in the corner. Chased after by Porter. As the Amherst getting it set up now on the sideboards, it's in the skates of Veroni. Adam draws it back at the right point. To the left side for Mancarey. Takes a shot. Grabbed and held on to by Bishop for the face-off. 22 seconds to go with the power play. 1:49 to go in the third period.
Well, they finally got it in, got set up. A shot from the point. Nobody was able to get there because of the weight. All the weight is on the right wing side. Shot from Mancarey comes from the left wing side. Nobody gets to the front of the net. And easy save for Bishop to pull that one in and get a face-off.
So the face-off to the right of Bishop. As the puck pulled to the corner boards, Rankin after it. That's knocked down, kept in by Hodgson. Coming out in front, feed, and unable to get a hold of it for the shot is Foligno. Back at the point, Brennan on top, McNabb back to Brennan. Has it along the right wing boards. Out top for McNabb on the left wing side to Hodgson. Looks through the slot. Pass in front. Shot by Foligno is knocked down. And then it's fired up into the player bench and out of play. And there's just 1 second remaining in the penalty to Hugh Jessamine.
Well, they got to hopefully try and get something off the draw here if they can before Jessamine can get back in the play. You know, it's probably a 2-second delay before he gets out of that box and is able to get into that play. So that's enough time there to win a draw back and have that shooter ready. If DePace can draw that puck back, get a good shot on net, maybe with a rebound before the fifth guy can get back in it.
Puck is dropped, pulled out to the left point, kept in, spin around, shot by Foligno, hits a leg. Penalty expires. Here come the Senators up ice. On the near boards, too far ahead for Jessamine, chased to the corner. As getting hold of it, Finley behind the net to the other side for Pesic. Up the right wing to center ice, 1:15 to go here in the third. Off on the near boards, first taken by Finley. Drops it off and now up the right wing of boards, over the line again. Chased by Flynn in the corner. After it, bangs it behind the net, off of the near corner, and that's taken by Foligno. At the left point, but Finley couldn't keep it in. Over the line to center ice, 1 minute to go in regulation. Pass forward, deflected into the corner by Hodgson. After it goes Flynn in the corner, tying up with Weirkosh. Moving in, Hodgson trying to dig it out from under skates. Still tied up in the corner. In there. And reaching in, it comes loose. Brought away by Binghamton. Off of the near side. Off the right wing to center ice. Comes Silverberg. Over the red line as he's tied up from behind by Foligno. And the puck is then set behind the Amherst net. Chased down by Brennan. And we're down to half a minute to go in regulation. All away with it, Brennan. On the left wing boards for McNabb. Up to the red line. Flips it deep in the zone, the far corner. Adam after it. He and Eckford collide. And the puck is drawn out of the sideboards and carried to center ice by Silverberg. Pass forward, flipped deep in the Rochester zone, off of the near corner. Chased after by Grant. And around behind the Rochester net. Drawn off of the far corner for Mancarey. 10 seconds to go here in the third. In front of the net, Brennan up the left wing side, turning back, being chased deep by Jarzynski. Behind the net to the other corner for McNabb, reversing it to Brennan, and this one's going to go to overtime tonight as the horn sounds, and that's the end of regulation. Even up at 5 apiece, this will be the 4th time in 8 games that the Amherst have gone past regulation.
Well, they certainly had enough practice at it, and they're not something that they really want to be in when they had that lead at the start of the game, the first period. But they have battled back, having been down 2, battled back, and were able to send it to overtime. 3
goals scored that period. The Senators with their 5th, and then the Amherst coming from behind with 2.
Well, you see the shot here. Going to be off the backside. Weirkott's going to get credit on the power play at 8:58. Benoit Hoffman. But then Brennan gets the pass from Hodgson, top shelf, and he's bringing us 1-1. McNabb picks up the extra assist. And then Sunder gets credit for his goal. Legault does the work around the outside, gets it to the net, and Sunder crashes the net at 10:50, and he ties it up, gets his first professional goal. And that's how we're into overtime, 5-5 after regulation.
Well, each team guaranteed a point here tonight, as the Amherst in overtime have no wins and 2 losses. Senators 1 win and 1 loss in overtime games this year, overtime decisions. But in that third period, again, the Amherst scored 2 to come back and tie the game up at 5, which is where we stand now through regulation. So far in the game, 39 shots for the Amherst, 37 for the Senators.
Now we get ready here. Now each team has 4 skaters aside. Lino and Hodgson up front for Rochester.
So set to go in overtime. Puck is dropped, taken from the draw by the Senators. Weirkosh turning back in his own zone to dig it out. From behind his net. We'll slide it up the right wing boards and ahead to center ice. Rochester looking for its first win of the season against Binghamton. And off the far boards, and Foligno will slide it around behind his net. Bringing back in the near corner, up with it Finley. Drops it off behind his net for Gauthier Leduc. 4:35 to go in overtime to Finley, and a return pass on the left wing boards for Foligno. Weaves his way to the red line. On the right wing boards, dumps it deep to the corner, chasing after it on the heels of Weirkosh. Slipped it on the boards, and up with it Jarzynski for the Senators. Long pass on the near side for Benoit. He's turned back, drops it off, continuing forward as Weirkosh. Enters the Amherst zone, takes a shot, knocked off the end of his stick, never got a shot away, but it comes out the near side, kicked it, and a shot fired wide off the boards by DaCosta. In behind the Amherst net, still tied up on the back boards, reaching in is Gauthier Leduc. As it's tied up and behind the Rochester net, puck comes loose and pulled away by the Amherst for Van Carey. Slides it along the near wing to center ice, but back goes Binghamton. Greiba at his own blue line. To the far boards, and ahead to center ice for DaCosta. As he avoids a check on the right side to Stone. Rolled over his stick, but he takes a shot in, and that one tipped wide of the net by DaCosta. Still kept in the Rochester zone off in the corner. As reaching in is Porter. Tying him up in the corner. DaCosta there now is wrapped up by Brennan. Still in the corner boards to the right of Lesio. It's in skates, trying to dig it loose. Pass out top, pulled away by Mancari, and the Amherst bring it up ice. On the right wing side, off the stick of Brennan all the way down. Backboard go the Senators, round behind the net. 3:20 to go in overtime. In the corner, Mancari gets a hold of it. As he's tied up, rolls out the end of his stick and out of the zone to center ice. Taken by McNabb, giving it off to Mancari. Drops it off at his own blue line for McNabb. He'll then feed forward. Adam swinging back inside of his blue line, comes away. Tried to pass through legs, but off a skate deflected down on the Rochester zone and recovered there by McNabb. We've played over 2 minutes in our overtime. Adam on the right side. Here's Flynn, brings it forward. Marks wide to the right side, over the blue line. Takes a shot toward the net, but off a stick, dribbles wide, comes down the near corner. Moving in on it is Adam on the left wing boards. Trying to work his way out in front. Pulled away off his stick, and here come the Senators 3-on-2. Off the left side, over the line, moving in. Hoffman shot, kicked away. Big rebound by Lesio, but it's controlled by the Amherst. Taken by Flynn. Gets tied up. Puck and skates kick loose, and the Senators have it again. Dropped off by Hoffman. On the left wing side for Weirkosh. Throws it into goal, but tipped, missing the wide side. Comes off with the near corner, throw back at the right point. Moving in Eckford with a shot. Getting a piece of it, Lesio. That's wide the other point. Weirkosh moves in on it. Drops it on top for Hoffman. Burns takes a shot off the leg of Finley, and then it's shot along the boards and down ice. So back for it go the Binghamton Senators. Not enough on it for icing. Down to 2:05 to go in overtime. Round behind the net, pulled out the near side. On the right wing boards to center ice. Greiba sends a cross rink Off the left wing, entering the Amherst zone. Here's a pass to Greiba moving in. Too deep and can't get a shot away. And the puck pulled out of the near wing is controlled by Foligno. Works his way to the slot, then lost it off the stick of Grant. He'll drop it away on top. It's over the line and pulled back in and an offside whistle. Wow, Amherst just about a very costly giveaway with 1:45 to go in overtime or even at 5.
I thought there were several costly giveaways there in their own zone. Binghamton really trying to play this overtime for keeps. They were going for every loose puck they could as we got timeout being called by Rochester. But a lot of turnovers in their own zone, a lot of loose pucks that Binghamton was just getting to. The missed passes, trying to pass through legs. Last guy coming up the ice carrying the puck, trying to feed it through somebody's feet, hitting a leg, going the other way. Could have been some very costly giveaways, but fortunately they were able to recover. 1:45 remaining in the overtime, and they just got to learn not to try and thread that needle all the time, especially in when you're last guy or second last guy coming up the ice.
Yeah, the giveaways have been very costly. They just come back to haunt you. And as we talked about, when you have especially a giveaway right near the end of the period and a goal is scored, that's just a killer.
Yeah, it is. So, they've got to take those out of their game plan because that's one of their biggest downfalls I see with this team are giveaways, especially in their own zone. Trying to thread needles, make plays, poor percentage passes.
1:45 to go here in overtime, even at 5. Amherst coming from behind, scoring 2 goals to send this game into overtime. Pulled around behind his net by Pesic for the Amherst. Gives it off to Mancari. Out the right side. Then it's picked off his stick by Jerzinski. Kept in the Rochester zone. Working his way out top. Pass on the right side. Bidwell with a shot. Missed the short side. Rolls out the near wing and Jerzinski will dig it out. Carries it on top. Turns. Weaves his way out in front. Moving in his shot. Missed the short side. And behind the net. Drawn off in the near corner by Pesic. Off the left wing ahead to center ice. Away with it comes Porter. On the left wing over the line. Moving out in front. Takes the shot. But getting a piece of it. Benoit. And it's deflected behind the net. Porter off the backboards. Pass in front. Tied up. Unable to get a shot away as McNabb. And the puck carried off ice by the Senators. Wide to the right side over the line. Jerzinski leaves his way in front. Deflection. Dribbles it on goal. Lesio finds it. Grabs it. Holds on for a face-off. 59 seconds to go in overtime.
Well, Mancari again tried to handle that puck in front, and fortunately it was close enough to where Leggio was able to get a handle on it. But this Binghamton team keeps coming at you. That puck turns over. That defenseman jumps up and creates the 3-on-2. Remember, they're playing 4-on-4. See Jerzinski stalling. Now look down right in behind. Standing right over the Mancari's shoulder is Grant, looking to make to put this on ice.
Face off to the left of Leggio. Hodgson for the face-off, but it's pulled back at the right point, kept in. Drive up to Eckford on the near side. Hoffman pass in front, but blocked away. Comes out top, kept in. Eckford lines up his shot. That's wide. Comes along the near boards and getting over Foligno. Drops it back in the corner. Brennan behind his net to the other side. Where it's taken. Gautier Leduc behind his net. Pass is intercepted off the stick of Hodgson, but he'll recover the puck in the corner, then knocked away from him again. Comes out into the slot, carried away. Half a minute to go in the period at the left point. Dumped in behind the Amherst net, pulled around behind by Gautier Leduc. Out the left side, long feed to center ice for Foligno, reaching back for the puck, gets a hold of it. Turns and banks it in over the line along the near boards. Hodgson centering pass. It's out the right side and Brennan takes it. Throws it through on the near boards. Hodgson moving in. Shot, glove, stop. He had Foligno at the back door, but elected to shoot, and it's a glove stop for Bishop.
Well, I'm sitting in a spot. I've got the right angle on this. I can see this all the way. He sees the inside of that post. He's above or below that glove, and it's in the net because he had it right on. But Bishop comes up with that big trapper and takes it away from him. But, just inches difference, and that was inside that post. It was a great shot, but Bishop made the save.
In all fairness, there was a defenseman there. I don't think he would have gotten the pass through anyway.
Yeah.
Face-off coming to the right of Bishop. As we're down to 13 seconds to go. Shot in toe save by Bishop. Got the left skate on it. And it's pulled away by the Senators. Flipped ahead down to the Rochester blue line. Blocked up the center ice by McNabb. But here comes Binghamton in over the line. Along the near wing and rolls to the corner. Amherst take it. And the horn sounds. This one goes to the shootout. Tonight through overtime, it's the Amherst 5 and the Binghamton Senators 5. All even up at 5 apiece as the Amherst come from behind in this one. Coming up next, the shootout. Stick around, and this is the Amherst Podcast Network. Rochester still looking for its first win this season against the Binghamton Senators, and it's even up at 5 apiece as we go to the shootout. In games decided in the shootout this year, the Amerks with a 3-1 record and Binghamton an 0-1 record. David Lesio had been just about perfect in the shootout until last game, and Toronto came up with that shootout victory here.
Yeah, they sure did, and it was a tough one. We're trying to get past Scrivens that night, so hopefully they've regained their confidence here tonight. And first shooter is going to be for Silverberg, their leading scorer here. He's going to be the first shooter for Binghamton.
In the shootout this year, so far 0 for 1. Lesio, by the way, coming into tonight, a 3-1 record. He has taken all of the shootout games this season. And a right-handed shooter. Here comes Silverberg. He scored 1 goal in the game. As he brings it up the slot, Richard scores, picks that same spot where he scored the goal earlier. And he's put the Binghamton Senators up 1-0 in the shootout.
Yeah, Flynn is going to be numbered for as you can see, he comes in, just lifts that leg, and he goes top shelf. We talked about Grant lifting his leg on the breakaway earlier, tries to fake the goalie out. They think they're going to snap it high, and he went low.
Flynn is 1 for 2 in the shootout this season. Takes his time moving up the slot, right-handed shot. This one is squeezed between the knees by Bishop, and the save is made.
Yeah, it's going to be DaCosta here for Binghamton. You see Flynn comes in, takes his time, opens his legs, tells the goalie what he's going to do. When you come in like that, he knows you're going to shoot.
DaCosta's first shootout opportunity of the season. Right-handed shooter up the slot, slows up, takes a shot off the post. He hits the post, and so it's still 1-0 in favor of Binghamton.
And now we have Baroni. Phil Baroni.
And Baroni on the season is 1 for 4. Left-handed shooter works way wide to the left side over the blue line, takes his shot, moving in, fakes, backhander, tried the 5-hole. Bishop closed the door again.
He went to his one side and tried to deke him through, tried to get him to open up, move that left leg over. As he comes in, you can see him fake the shot, and as he opens up, but quickly closes it up on him.
Hoffman 0 for 1 in the shootout. He'll bring it forward. Left-handed shooter. Works a little bit to the right side. Moving in, fakes. Backhander, he scores. Reached around, Lesio puts it in. And now the Senators are up 2-0 in the shootout.
Now coming over the boards, Mark Mancari. You can see here he comes in, fakes it, goes one way then the other, and tries to go, and then just one-hands it back the other side, going real slow, and he kind of freezes Lesio.
Mancari 1 for 2 in the shootout. Works wide to the left side, over the line, moving in, shot. No, that's getting a piece of it, Bishop, and that one wide. So now the Amerks are down to absolute musts all the way. Jessamine can put it away here.
You can see Mancari comes in from the side and then tries to go high. Almost thought he would have gone over the blocker there.
Jessamine, right-handed shooter, moving up the slot, winds up his shot. Bad save for Lesio. Amerks have to score the next 2, and here comes T.J. Brennan.
Brennan, the left shot, defenseman.
And Brennan brings it forward, 1 for 3 in the shootouts this season. He'll carry it in over the line, moving in, shoots, scores! T.J. Brennan puts the Amerks on the board. It's now 2-1 for the Senators.
He picks that same spot he got in the game. Up over that shoulder. He just did it from the, instead of short side, did it from the far side this time. Next shooter coming in is Eckford.
And he can put it away with a goal, working way wide to the right side, over the line, moving in a goal, shot now, blocker save for Lesio. The puck comes down the far corner.
Yeah, shot by Eckford, and that stopped there. Comes in off the right wing side, tries to go across and go up the far side, but the blocker is there as Marcus Foligno, the next shooter for Rochester.
He is 1 for 3. The fans are standing. He has to score. Foligno bringing it directly up the slot, moving in, fake backhander, scores! He roughs it. It's tall, tied up in the shootout.
Well, Foligno comes in, fakes the shot, freezes Bishop, and then goes to the backhand and upstairs, fakes, and you can see that back leg kick. That's a big time move to freeze the goaltender when you raise that back leg. The goaltender doesn't know that's coming, but now we got coming in, shooting there.
Shane Prince, the Spencer Port native, brings it up. He's 0 for 1 this season, moving in, shoots, and save for Lesio. And the Amerks can put it away here. If able to score is Cody Hodgson.
Now, Prince comes in, the hometown boy, tries to go to the short side on the forehand, and he doesn't. Lesio denies him. Now Hodgson in to shoot.
He's 0 for 2 this season. Brings it forward up the slot, right-handed shooter. Works his way in, weaves his way forward, shoots, scores! Talk about coming from behind. The Amherst come from behind to tie it up. Sends it to overtime. Come from behind in the shootout. And the Amherst have pulled this one out. 6-5 is the final score. The shootout. 3 kills in a row for the Amherst in the shootout. Finished off by Cody Hodgson.
Hodgson is the hero there. As you can see him, watch him come in. He goes swings from one side to side, holding. Then he finds the 5-hole. That stick was not down this time on Bishop. You can see that stick rise, but he doesn't close those legs up quick enough as the Amherst are at center ice, saluting the fans that came out and saw them tonight. Battle with the Binghamton Senators and get their first win of the season against them in the shootout.
Oh boy, you talk about coming from behind. Big come from behinds as the Amherst again had to come from behind to tie it up, to send it to overtime, and then had to come from 2 goals down in the shootout in order to win this one, scoring the last 3 in the shootout. Rochester shootout goals by Brennan, Foligno, and Hodgson. The final in the shootout, Amherst 6, Senators 5. This is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
We are back in Rochester. What a comeback for Cody Hodgson and the Rochester Americans tonight. They come back in regulation in the third and then come back in the shootout to get the victory. Rochester takes it tonight in a shootout over Binghamton. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being with us tonight. You saw some exciting hockey. The Amherst wasn't always pretty, but when they needed to, right to the end, they came through. And let's bring Ric Seiling in to talk about what he saw there in the third period. Rick, I'm telling you, when this team needed to make plays, they did it.
They found a way to get it done, and that's the key. And that's one of the things I talked to Coach Ron Ralston last year about. You know, it wasn't the most talented team, but they always found a way. They never quit on them, and, they showed it again here tonight.
All right, Rick, we'll come back to you in a moment. We've got the coach, Ron Ralston, with us. What happened there tonight? What a comeback in the third, and then to do it again in the shootout.
Yeah, I mean, it was a gutsy win for our guys, coming from behind like that. I thought our fourth line there with Kevin Sunder and Nick Tarnaski and Max Legault did a great job all night long getting momentum, and then they were able to tie it up and give us a great boost there late in the game. And we kind of hung in there in overtime, really sloppy in overtime, a lot of mistakes. And then, to be 2 goals down in the shootout and come from behind, and that was a character game for us.
I know you're not in the business at the moment of teaching lessons or learning for the future, but does this kind of game help you guys, immediately and down the line when against a quality team you can come back?
Well, I mean, we've been a good third period team all year, and we've, this team doesn't give up. Same thing in Lake Erie when we came from behind and won 7-6 there. So they'll keep going all the way to the end. But a lot of good lessons for us tonight. We're going to have to be better tomorrow on the road in Binghamton, though.
So when you're playing the same team back-to-back like this, and then you're going to get them again next week, what does it take to not put yourself in the positions that hurt you so much tonight that you had to come back from?
Well, they're a real patient team, and they were patient on us all night long, especially through the neutral zone, and we made a lot of mistakes until, the third period we started playing the way we needed to and trying to get through the neutral zone and getting pucks deep and working their defensive core, and, that's the way you have to play. You've got to play a smart game against them because they're a great transition team.
And then I'm assuming you told the guys to add a little drama to the shootout and wait till the end to get the goals?
Not really. I mean, obviously you'd like to get a lead in that situation, and that's why we let them go first, hopefully get on top. But, clutch goals there obviously by TJ and Marcus on his goal just to keep it alive, and then Cody obviously finishing it off. We're 3 clutch performers for us that did the job.
All right, congratulations. Go get them tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Ron Ralston and the Amherst coming away with the win in the shootout. As we head to the break, take a look at your 3 stars from tonight. TJ Brennan getting a goal in the game in regulation and getting one in the shootout. Cody Hodgson coming through in the shootout, and Hugh Jessamine from Binghamton is the number 3 star. When we come back, plenty of highlights to show you from the Amherst win. We'll be right back on the Amherst Broadcast Network. Some big numbers tonight in our final stats. The top one shows the Amherst winning at 6-5 in the shootout. Look at all those shots, 41-39. Even on hits, the Amherst and Binghamton both with a power play goal. The Amherst with a couple more chances tonight, and they put it away in a shootout. Let's bring Ric Seiling back in. And Rick, you're going to do the highlights, so I want you to take a nice deep breath. I don't want you to get winded like C.J. Spiller of the Bills. I want you to stay nice and ready. Go to it. Show us all those highlights.
Well, it all started off on the power play tonight. The power play was the telltale that got things going. 10:42, Rankin gets his 6th goal from Hodgson and Brennan. A nice one down the back doors. He's sitting there wide open. And then at 11:10, Adam getting his 7th as Porter and Mancari get the assists on that one. Hoffman actually knocks it through for him. But then Jessamine puts Binghamton on the board at 19:40, his 6th from Cowick and Wiescock. And that's how we end the first period, 2-1 for Rochester. Then at 4:43, Eckford his 6th from Dushinsky and Grant. Mancari deflects that one in. That ties it. Then 9:10, Porter puts Rochester up by hand on top with his 9th from Mancari. A nice feed into the slot. But then it was Binghamton. Silverberg steals the puck at the blue line, and he makes the slap shot count. It's top shelf, and that does for Binghamton. And then at 16:42, a 2-on-1, Benoit from Vago and Jessamine, and he puts them up, and that's the way we end the second period. Third period, 8:58, Weirkoch on the power plays, 8 from Benoit and Hoffman, off the arm from behind the net. A weird goal, but it counts. But then at 10:01, Brennan, wrist shot, get Hodgson and McNabb as he lights it up from the top shelf. And then at 10:50, Sunder gets his first goal as a Perot, and Legault does all the work and puts it out front for him. And that's the way we go to the shootout. Binghamton gets the lead, but Polino in the tight spot was able to tie it. And then finally, it's Brennan that comes up. You can see him coming in, and he does exactly what he did before, finds the top shelf. And then it's Hodgson getting his first shootout goal as they wind up putting it away and winning in the shootout.
So now, Rick, I want to ask you about this. So the coach now, Coach Ralston, gets a chance to get the 2 points and get a victory, but still have plenty of teaching points for his team going into tomorrow night, because this was far from a perfect effort by the Amherst tonight.
Well, definitely. I thought that in the end zone, there were just too many giveaways, and they lost the battles at a lot of places on the ice. And, that one goal I talked about, you heard me talk earlier, Benoit's goal, it started in their own zone. It started in the Binghamton zone, a giveaway along the boards. They got out, fought for the puck, and that's where this team is very, very good at. And they're going to see that tomorrow even more so in the home rink of Binghamton, because they are very patient, as Coach indicated, but they are very tenacious when they get around that puck.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about what happens when a team gets a win like this. I think internally, probably in that locker room now, and certainly on the bus going down to Binghamton, they're going to know what they need to work on. But this is 3 times now this year where they've come from behind in the third period, and it shows that no matter what's going on, this team feels like they can come back.
Well, this team has a history. I mean, last year the same thing. They have a history of battling back. And, but some nights you just can't allow yourself to be put in that position, because whether you've run into a hot goaltender or a team that just gets really strong in the third period like yourself and really tightens up that defensive core, could be the downfall there. So, when you get that lead, you got to learn how to build on that lead, because come playoff time, you don't get those. There's more 2-1 games and things like that where it's not wide open, and it's a little different season.
But it was a little wide open tonight. We got to see exciting hockey, and the Amherst got a win. Thanks very much, Ric Seiling, and, of course, Don Stevens for bringing you the game tonight. That's going to do it for us here in Rochester this evening. The Amherst winning it in a shootout tonight. Remember, coming up tomorrow night, you'll be able to see that game with the Binghamton broadcast aired here in Rochester and in Buffalo. You'll see that game tomorrow. And then 1 week from tonight, we'll be with the team in Buffalo for the broadcast of the game against Lake Erie, the Amherst in that game. So that's going to do it for all of us. I'm Mike Catalana. Thanks for watching Amherst hockey. They take it in a shootout tonight over Binghamton.